David said he'll be watching.
Hey everyone, welcome to another. That's your line.
Yeah. Welcome to Realmsmith, the Order of Dragonsbane, episode number 26. Blade of Runuku. Yeah, so what's this going to be about?
It's kind of crazy. There's only 3 of us, folks.
Yeah.
We are a bit of a skeleton crew tonight. Can we turn down the sound right there in the chair?
I do it?
So, yes,
It's on the chair. I put it on the
tonight
chair.
it is myself and Joel and Jason, and we're going to be pulling this together and running through a very special episode of the Order of Dragonsbane, where we get to focus on a more intimate look at our characters and their wonderfulness.
But really also because we suffer from the same thing as every other Dungeons & Dragons group is, which is getting people together to play on a weekly basis. But yes, it's very, very special, and we put it all together.
And you know what? Usually we do pretty well. I think a lot of groups have a really hard time, and I've been in groups that had a hard time getting together on a regular basis. We happen to get together every week, almost every week. Like on a regular basis. So that's not too bad. I think we're doing okay. But without further ado, I think, Jay, you've got some announcements for us, some really big, interesting things going on.
Awesome, interesting things. So, first off, want to say that Rebecca is moderating for us tonight. Everyone say hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, rules, clarifications, anything like that, please let her know. She will make a note of it, and then she is in constant contact with me here at Control. What'd you say? Mission Control.
Mission Control.
Mission Control, right here. I am producing.
And she knows a lot about rules too, so she could probably answer a lot of those questions.
That's true. That is very true. So yeah, so thanks to Rebecca, thanks to our sponsors again as usual, our partners, Norse Foundry for the awesome Realmsmith D20s that we have, the big boulders and the other sets as well. They're awesome. Thanks to Elderwood Academy for all the awesome what are these called? Dice chests?
Dice chests.
I haven't been drinking.
Hex chests.
Hex chests
Yes,
and spell books and all of that wonderful stuff. Of course, WizKids for a lot of the minis at the table, Vallejo for the paint, and Sirenscape for the awesome sound sets that we use on a weekly basis. Couple quick things. First off, we were super honored. I painted and sent minis to Luke Gygax for Founders and Legends on Saturday, and for his game that he DM'd for TJ Storm and Matt Mercer and Matt Colville and Deborah Ann Wall and some other folks, they actually used my custom painted minis.
Yes, they did.
Pretty awesome. They're all WizKids minis.
They were WizKids minis.
Yeah.
Okay, get this. Painted by Jay like the week of.
It took 2 days.
No.
Okay.
It took him
dried yet.
It took him like 6 hours.
9 hours to paint 6.
9 hours to paint 6. I was gonna say 6 hours to paint 9, but it's 9 hours to paint 6.
Wow.
Like pro
9 in a row.
minis. Well, you kind of did them in batch.
Bio breaks.
I saw. Bio breaks.
But
Yeah.
You
didn't even stop. We cathetered him and then stuck a... No,
we didn't.
We didn't do that.
But anyways,
right in the veins.
Awesome honor. Thank you so much, Luke, for asking me to do that. And I'm glad that we could be a part of it. I was actually going to play on one of the streams. Luke asked me to play, but unfortunately I couldn't make it out there to LA. And so here we are. Also this week is Gen Con. I will not be at Gen Con. I was going to be, but we've decided that our Kickstarter has been approved. Yes! Which is awesome.
Yeah, super cool.
And we are launching a week tomorrow. That is, what date is it? Oh gosh, I didn't even think.
We will
check. But anyway, it is a week tomorrow. So not tomorrow Tuesday, a week tomorrow. But tomorrow night, we are hosting a launch event where our noobs will be playing through part 5 of our Twist Ahead of Fate campaign. I will be DMing for the first time in a while. Which is exciting, and we'll be showing like clips and special things for our Kickstarter.
The 6th of August.
The 6th of August is when we will be live on Kickstarter, this time for sure, and we're very, very super excited about it.
Yes.
Do you want to show the Kickstarter video,
I think we should show the Kickstarter video. Roll the tape.
Let's do the thing.
Hi everyone, I'm Joel Auger, and this is
Jason Azevedo.
And we are just 2 of the partners in a company called Realmsmith who deliver amazing, immersive experiences for your Dungeons & Dragons tabletop gameplay every single month.
Every month.
Every month.
Like all 12.
All year long. So you might ask why we would kickstart this whole thing.
in its current state, Realmsmith has been operating for a year and a half, basically doing what we love to do and offering these boxes and shipping these boxes out. And we've learned a lot of lessons. But we've basically gone as far as we can on our own and with the resources that we've had up to this point. We want to take this to the next level. We want to make it better. We wanted to make it the best that it could possibly be.
We really do want more people to find out about what we're doing, and Kickstarter obviously is a central place for a whole bunch of gamers. Yeah. We've seen countless tabletop games come to fruition through Kickstarter, a bunch of D&D based projects come to life. This is our first ever Kickstarter, and we're super pumped about being part of that community. In addition to that, we really believe that we're breaking Kickstarter with this new packaging campaign.
What we've been doing for the last year and a half is mailing out an adventure box. Basically what that is it's a series of 6 boxes within an adventure that carry along a campaign throughout all of it. They're shipped in this black mailer here that you see, and it includes everything that you see at the table here. Over the last year and a half, we've built some relationships with some awesome partners, and we'll show you some of the products from those partners that we have in each of our boxes. The first is the Fat Dragon Games Papercraft. Basically, we have the Shattered Shield Tavern here that the first module takes place in. We have some WizKids minis, of course. We've got Kale, the bartender here. That is actually a Reaper mini. WizKids minis, we have a Dancing Girl. We have Violet, the maid who plays a huge part in the first module, no spoilers. We also have scented candles. This is the Blazing Hearth candle. We actually create these here in Toronto with a local artisan. And this smells like a fireplace. We have the Shattered Shield Tavern mug, which is part of the actual first module that you give to your players as part of the story. Every box comes with a module that we've written, which actually has cues of when to light the candle and when to play certain sound sets and moods and sounds from our Sirenscape custom sound sets that we've put together, as well as a hand-drawn map of the Shattered Shield Tavern. Our idea for these modules is pick up and play. The purpose of our boxes is to allow the DM who's busy, who has a life, who has children, who has a family, to literally sit down and play as quickly as possible with as little barrier to entry as possible.
So beautiful. So with that, we should introduce our new boxes.
The components were right. They had all of the
when we cast
stuff.
The spell last time.
Yes.
We had the motion different than we did this time. The new boxes. We kind of did the whole like whoosh, and then it happened.
Is that the somatic?
This is the somatic. It's the
wah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Here we go. Oh, here we go. It worked. Whew. All right. Well, this is it. We wanted to give as much value as we possibly could into our boxes. And we decided by looking outside of the box to create this brand new mailer that we can mail all of our boxes in each month. And as you open it up, what you'll see is within our prototype, there is actually a DM screen inside the box. It's in the box! Crazy, right? And so what you do is you cut it all out, and all these areas will be punchable, and you will punch it all out, and it will turn into exactly what you see in front of you here. It's a full DM screen with a bunch of tables that we like to use at our games. It's D&D 5e compatible. It's got an initiative tracker up top with these little markers that you can write your PC names in. There are markers for NPCs. There are markers for monsters if you want as well. And then there's this really cool, nifty, as it were, dice tower right in the middle of it. So you can roll your dice through it or whatever you want to do. There's also punch-out condition markers as well as initiative coins and things like that. So that is actually the value that we've added into the box every single month. As part of our initial goal, we want to make sure that we provide this DM screen. This is just a prototype. Of course, we want to be able to print it and tool it and offer it to monthly subscribers starting actually in January 2020. That we need a fulfillment partner. Currently, it's being done out of Tim's garage, as we talked about. And his wife isn't too happy about that. So we want to make sure that we're actually shipping on time through a fulfillment partner so that we're not doing it ourselves and we're able to focus on creating better content for all of you out there as well. In addition to our initial goal, which will bring us the DM screen upgrade and upgrading the items that are in the box, we have a bunch of really awesome stretch goals with the design and desire to actually bring the community together. And so check out our stretch goals. And then with the rewards, we have some crazy rewards. And our logistics manager, Tim, is going to kill us, really. But
We weren't supposed to do this.
we weren't, but we are, because it's so cool and we're all about immersion. So please check those out. And they're in the same kind of vein as everything that we do at Realmsmith.
There it is. So again, a week today. We are going live on Tuesday. Every day this week, we are going to have build up like crazy, showing you all kinds of fun stuff from our Kickstarter. So stay tuned. Make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Instagram, as well as Twitter at Realmsmith TV on all of those platforms, just to stay up to speed on everything that we're doing. We do have one more video we're going to release tonight. Never before seen video. And we're going to show it on the break. So around, I don't know, 9:30 or whatever we usually do, 9:30.
Yeah.
Whenever we take our bio break, we're going to show the next video featuring this gentleman over here talking a little bit more about what goes into our crates and all the stuff that he does. So we're very excited about that. Stick around for the break for that video. And then again, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, on Facebook, at Realmsmith TV, we will be giving away more information about some of the reward levels and some of the stretch goals and some of the really exciting things. And we're going to pull back the curtain a bit on our Kickstarter for all of you guys. So stick around for that tomorrow. Not stick around, you don't have to be there. You don't have to wait online until tomorrow night. If you want to, that's fine.
If you could just wait online until tomorrow night.
That'd be great.
That'd be great.
That'd be awesome. Two more things. Check out a Kickstarter that is live right now, Destination Fantastic. Stefan Picorni and Satine Phoenix have a great Kickstarter right now. You can check that out on Kickstarter.com. As well, I just finished painting a mini. It's called The Terror of Undermountain. What that is Adobe, the makers of Photoshop and all of that wonderful stuff, teamed up with D&D to create a brand new creature for Undermountain. And the winner sculpted that creature. Then WizKids got it, the model made, sent it to me. I've painted it. I can't show it yet. I can't reveal it until they reveal it.
It's
but
so
stay
cool.
tuned.
It's awesome.
We'll be posting all kinds of pictures once that's done.
It's like mwah.
So yeah, so that's very exciting as well. And we're very excited to show it to you.
Super pumped.
Anything else? Giveaway. We'll give away another mini prize pack tonight. Maybe.
Yeah, I think we should, because
Yeah.
we did Sirenscape last time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be awesome to do a mini prize pack.
Yeah.
WizKids and Reaper, or
No.
just,
You know what we're gonna do?
What?
We're gonna give away one of our second Kickstarter reward levels.
Oh.
Right? So what we're
Can't do that?
Yeah, we can.
Can we?
Yeah, we can. Right now we can.
Okay.
So what we're gonna send you guys, actually, so this is the prize pack for tonight. The prize pack is a Shattered Shield mug, which you can only get in the Shattered Shield Tavern box. It's got the Shattered Shield logo on it and all that wonderful stuff.
Yes, and we can officially say that Matt Colville and Matthew Mercer
Yeah, they had these at the table as well.
and,
That's
and
right.
Deborah and
They
Wal-
played-
they all
they
drank
played.
from one
So
of
you will
these.
get one of these mugs, and you will get a digital download of the Shattered Shield module, first ever,
Yes, that's right.
and a Shattered Shield sound set,
Oh.
downloadable. So the sound set, the mug, and the module, that is the second tier reward from our Kickstarter. We'll be giving that out tonight.
And you just gave away the second tier Kickstarter reward that we have on our Kickstarter, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So we'll do that.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
also, I forget now. Go ahead. I literally came and then went away.
Amazing. That's amazing. All right,
Just
so
the
the way
one.
that you win is that you stay active in the chat. The more you chat, the more chance you have to win. So just stay active in the chat, say hi, tell us where you're from, ask a question, whatever, and then you will be placed into the queue in order to potentially win a Shattered Shield Tavern giveaway pack. Not the box, pack. But tomorrow night, maybe we have some awesome prizes during our noob stream on Tales from the Shattered Shield. Anyways, all of that said, let's get right onto it. Sir.
Okay, well, we're going to start with character bios, and since there's only the two of you to choose from, I don't know, who should go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
All right,
right.
there we go.
We are now 6th level, so we dinged in between sessions. And Creighton got some pretty cool stuff. Awesome stuff, actually. Of course, he gets another key point that he can use. Some more hit points, which is normal. But the coolest thing that he gets at 6th level, which I'm super excited about, is called One with the Blade. So my attacks with my Kensei weapons, which is the two, so my quarterstaff, my darts, throwing stars, I call them, shuriken, as it were, and a weapon later, because I get to choose one more, which you'll find out about later, they now become magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunities. Joel's not listening.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that for me,
My
please?
weapons become magical.
What?
Yeah, they're not actual magical weapons, but for the case of like overcoming resistances, if things are resistant to certain things other than magic, they're magical.
Now, that doesn't apply to your unarmed attacks, though, does it?
Sure it does.
What?
Sure does.
When you hit, I think so.
No, but it's just your items.
Not yet. Hang on a second.
I thought it was just
When
your
you
Kensei weapon.
when you hit a target with a Kensei weapon, you can spend 1 key point extra, and a weapon deals an extra damage to the target equal to your martial arts die. So I can also do extra points. But wait, I'm pretty sure. 1 second, please. I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was just on your Kensei weapon.
Maybe that's later. I thought it was unarmed attacks as well, but maybe not. Okay, but that's cool.
Okay. It is good to know, though, for effectiveness reasons. You know, in case you're fighting. Tiamat or something.
You saw that note, Joel?
No.
Giveaway, is the giveaway good for across the pond?
Yes,
as
it
well?
is. Yes, it is.
It
Yeah.
absolutely is.
Yeah, and I responded to it.
Cool.
Excellent.
Awesome. Okay.
All right.
Joel, I believe you're up. Sir.
Well, my character's name is Degraaf Hoolsby, human bard, level 6. So along with level 6 comes some real doozies. So counter charm, which is an action I get to use now. During a round of combat, I can choose to sing. In which case, I have people within 30 feet who are prevented from being affected by being frightened or charm attacks. So basically, anyone who is within range is impervious to charm or fright attacks. Interesting, isn't it?
Very
always, or you have to.
I have to take my action for that turn.
It's a reaction. Is it a reaction or an action?
It's not a reaction. It's an action. I have to take that action during that turn to basically keep other people safe.
How long does it last?
Lasts a turn.
So until your next turn.
Yep.
Interesting.
Till the end of your
I
next turn.
have to
to the
be.
beginning.
I have to be actively doing it for it to be effective.
That's cool.
Interesting.
Interesting, huh?
Very interesting.
And then I have 2 new spells, any class, and I've chosen Fireball. 8.
Of course.
8d6 damage. 8d6.
Great.
That's ridiculous. And then Sleep. So just like this.
Oh wait, I had too many hit points.
Oh, you have too many hit points.
Oh,
Yes, you don't.
Sleep
you
is
don't-
quite complicated in the way that it works.
I've
but,
heard, yes.
But yes.
So that, and then, oh yes, I've become proficient at the dulcimer. I have.
really?
Yeah. So I've,
Cool.
I've gained a proficiency.
Really?
With the dulcimer. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, and this isn't actually a dulcimer, but it's a 4-string version of a dulcimer. So
Very cool.
in honor of the
Dulcimer-esque.
new proficiency, I've written a song. Okay, some of you may recognize this song. Being from Canada, I thought I'd rewrite it for Degraaf. Okay, so in this particular song, I've given some of Degraaf's background. Okay, so you'll learn something about Degraaf in this song.
Can't wait.
I got my first real 4-string, bought it at the Iron's Hide, played it till my fingers bled, was the summer my brother died, playing on my father's porch, thought that it would last forever, then he chased me with that torch, figured it was now or never. That was the worst day of my life. Of my life. It was the worst day of my life. Of my life. Oh.
That might be the best one yet. That might be.
Yeah. It's better than Dragons, man.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Can we play that again at the break?
In the break, I'll play it again. Yeah, so people can take notes about Degraaf's background.
Can you write a second verse?
I might be able
Between
to.
now and the break?
Depending
and
on
then-
how slow your turns take, I might be able to.
All you have to do is not pay attention to the game. It'll be fine.
Exactly.
You're one of two players at the table, so
Yeah,
Right.
No big deal.
odds
Should
are we
be
won't
easy.
notice.
Should be fine.
That was excellent, sir.
Yeah.
Well
There
done.
you go.
Wow.
Oh man,
That was great.
we are in the presence of some real talent here in this room between the two of you.
That's great.
Man, what am
fun.
I doing here?
gosh.
I am Brendan Perkins, your humble DM, and I am really excited again for today's game because, I mean, what's better than being at this table with this company? So, let's dive right into the game. Recap. All right. You travel the fantastical and boundless world of Alun, hoping to find some sign of a way back to your home realm, where you plan to face Tiamat in an effort to drive her back to the Nine Hells. You have made your way back to nowhere, but not without loss. Neswick, enchanted by a dark reflection, was drawn into a mirror and murdered by an evil version of himself. But also, in an act of bravery and selfishness, Cornelius absconded with the boy king in an effort to save him from the man in purple. Learning that only he would be able to do so, Cornelius then made the choice to devote himself to saving the boy's mind, to bring him back from madness, to raise him as a child should be raised. The man in purple still has the hourglass artifact, but surprisingly had resumed time in the Underkingdom of Atmos before he left, leaving it to continue its battle against the ancient red dragon that had melted the gold within the mountain. Now, in Nowhere, you have a moment to rest and reflect on the events of days past. In the night, you feel a new wave of inspiration, and each of you rises to greater power. That's your level 6 bump.
Ding.
So, ding. As far as your new levels, if you wanted to, your new spells, if you wanted to learn them in narrative, I mean, maybe that's something you had talked to Galdred about or something along those lines. But we'll say that with the events and everything that happened with Cornelius, now you guys have had a night's rest, and you are still in the quarters of Galdred, and it's just the two of you now.
Long rest?
Yes, so you can both
Nice.
record a long rest. And now, if you choose, you can speak to Galdred, or you could do something else. I'll leave it up to you guys what you would like to do with this time.
Can you give us a lay of the land, just of what the area looks like with Galdred and all that kind of stuff?
Okay, so in
It's
Nowhere,
just open space.
it's very much like a large open field with long grass. At one end is an old forest, and within the forest is the skeleton rib cage of a Tarask, and built beneath, or going under this rib cage, is the entrance to a lich's keep. He's a good lich, as you've learned. And then Galdred lives at the top of a mountain, inside of the mountain, and on the inside he has what is he would refer to as a vision chamber, which he uses to watch the world and learn things about it. He's a member of the Wise Ones. They're a limited group, as you have learned, and they convene on occasion, but for the most part, they just record and watch the world and try to learn more about the realm of Alun and trying to find its borders, because as they believe, Alun has no borders. They believe it's ever expanding, but just in case, they're still looking to see, learning as much as they can.
Do we have any sign of Cork or Micah around?
Last time you had asked Galdred for some, and I believe he gave you some. It is, if you choose to ask, you can. Actually, no, it wasn't Galdred. It was the Lich.
Yes, it was the
that
Lich.
had given you that. Yes, the skinny one, Kellen. Yes.
The place we're in now, though, within
Yes.
Galdred's chamber, it's just an open kind of floating.
So it looks like a floating platform with a bit of a bridge that leads from the platform back to the entrance on the side of the mountain. But around you appears to be, it changes depending on what he's watching at the time. Right now he's looking at what seems to be a night sky over a snowy mountain range. Yes, and you do feel the cold breeze and things like that. It does seem to completely simulate the area that you are in.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The smells and
but
sounds and everything.
Where we stand, the top of the platform isn't like that. It doesn't take its form.
The platform doesn't
outside
take form.
the dome or whatever you would call it. Takes the form.
All of the space around the platform. It just looks like the platform is floating within that space, wherever you're overlooking at that time.
Okay.
And does he have quarters that we can see? Is there a building, or is there anywhere he lives?
Not that you've seen.
So we've just basically camped for the night
Yeah,
on
in
this
fact,
open platform.
it's up to you where you had camped. If you wanted to go back to Kellen, if you wanted to speak with Fiddle and see where he stays, or so on. You probably would have asked Galdred, right, about quarters?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll say that Galdred has a space on the side of the mountain, not within the vision chamber, but somewhere on the side of the mountain there's a small cabin, and it has enough room to sleep about 6 people.
Okay.
Do we get a sense that we've been imbued with extra power, that we've kind of been given extra abilities?
Yes, in the night, inspiration had come to you in your sleep, whether by dream or divine power, depending on how you believe you would have received it. You do feel stronger, you feel a little healthier, you feel that the events that you have just overcome have brought you new knowledge and understanding in certain areas.
Okay.
So I wake up fairly early,
Yeah.
as I'm used to as a monk, and I want to find an area, maybe like a plateau on the mountain, that I can to train.
Yeah.
And you said it's a mini mountain, right?
It's a mini mountain.
built
The height is about 250 feet. It's not that tall.
Okay.
It's actually, it gives the impression of a much larger mountain as you approach it, but when you're in front of it, it's surprisingly tiny.
Okay, so I find a platform that actually forces me to practice restraint in my movements.
Sure.
As I kind of practice my martial arts.
Yeah.
And that also forces me to pay attention to balance, so that it is precarious on certain sides. If I do fall off, it's serious. So it's just very real.
Yes.
And that as I'm going through these motions, and I train every day, kind of every morning sort of thing, and find some time in the day, maybe even in the morning and the evening, I start to train with my quarterstaff, and all of a sudden when I hit, say, a rock or whatever, I notice that all of a sudden I feel like I've reached that next level of training.
Yes.
My mind focuses, and I'm able to. There's just an energy that comes off the attack that wasn't there before.
Yes.
When that happens, I realize that I've kind of graduated or passed through the next scroll in my teaching, and I've brought scrolls for my martial arts from the monastery that I've been kind of practicing through and learning and whatever, and so I know that I'm on to the next scroll.
Yes.
Take some time, sit cross-legged, open that scroll, and realize that it is the Way of the Blade, and it is time for me to graduate from the quarterstaff that I've been using into an edged weapon, which is a massive thing for me. Unfortunately, I would have gone to the smith in the Runuku clan for a Runuku blade, which is, in our opinion, unseen or unmatched anywhere in Faerun, and is one of the best smith blades for martial arts and so on. We're not in Faerun anymore. And so that is met with some sadness, I guess.
Your proficiency with the blade is met with sadness because you're not home?
Because I can't gain the blade that that my
long
ancestors have set as my next kind of step. So, I meditate for a little bit, and then I actually want to head up to start making my way up to speak to Galdred, if I can, and see if he's in the vision chamber.
Okay. All right. So you're doing this early in the morning. Would you have woken up later than that, you think? Or?
I think...
Probably up at like 5, 6 in the morning.
Okay.
Probably.
What time would you imagine you would wake?
So I wake up at a prime like 9:30 a.m.
All right.
Okay, feeling incredibly well rested. I feel like I've had this. Degraaf's had this incredible dream of inspiration from his teammates, the people that he's fought with, and he remembers this striking, fiery tongue lashing that he got from Creighton, and in the midst of it all, somehow gets a sense of that fire within.
Right.
You know, something that something illuminates, kind of brings up, you know, where he might have in the past wanted everyone to like him. He now sees that it's less about him appeasing everyone than it is about him being powerful for others. And so he takes on, he just senses a tingling in his fingers, and Degraaf legit thinks that it's because of this debate that he had with Creighton in the previous day.
Yeah.
So he like goes around. Is there any? He's looking for elements.
Right.
He's trying to find bat guano, and sulfur, and trying to. There's something that just guides him to the natural world around him that makes him think like maybe there's something I could do with this extra sense that I've been given.
Yeah.
Is he able to find anything around?
Nothing in the cabin or the immediate area of the cabin. But being on a mountain, you'd imagine there must be some bats around somewhere.
Okay. So he goes up, looks for bat guano, and realizes probably can't find it easily. But he remembers Galdred knows this place by heart, probably has access to it, or if there was some, he'd know where it would be. So he'll go up to Galdred and ask.
Creighton, how long were you meditating, and about what time do you think you're going to speak to Galdred?
So I would have been up about 6 a.m., the equivalent of 6 a.m. Probably would have trained for at least 2 hours.
Yeah.
6, 7. Meditated for maybe another hour.
Okay.
8. And then headed up around 8 o'clock.
Okay, so you're heading up about an hour before Degraaf does.
Yes.
So when you reach the vision chamber with Galdred, you can see he's in a very starry scape, which is interesting because it's bright where you are. It's morning, so whatever he's looking at, it's night there. And when you walk in, you see him standing and speaking with the gilded merchant. And as you're approaching, you hear them speaking a little bit about large cosmic ideas. And it seems like the gilded merchant is clarifying some things for Galdred. Galdred's asking things about,
Sir, we don't often get to speak with gods, and I appreciate you giving me this time, and I wish to speak with you more in the coming moments, but I believe we have a guest.
and he turns around and he greets you.
Creighton, come in.
I step up and I approach, and I say, I apologize. for interrupting your conversation. It seems as though you were having lofty ideas, and I have a simple request.
No need to apologize, my boy. You're welcome here. We are grateful to have your company. This one is an interesting one, I should tell you. As I know, he has told me about your travels together and all the many adventures that you've all had. Seems there's quite a history that he has with you, but you not with him. Odd. What is your request?
As you know, we were pulled from our home.
Indeed.
And at the place that I am in my training, my next step is to return to my clan and claim an item, a sword, which is to be forged for me, specifically for me.
Really?
And I'm not able to do that
I see.
because I can't get home. The Runuku smiths are some of the best in Faerun. Known very well for the Runuku blade that they forge.
Yeah.
For the monks of the Runuku clan. And I'm at a loss. I know that thousands have been brought here.
Yeah.
Perhaps my luck that 1 in 1,000 is the Runuku smith. If not, perhaps there is a smith of equal renown and value, as it were.
Yes, I know of great smiths across the land, many of relatively equal skill, but in very different ways. Perhaps you can enlighten me on the requirements of such a blade.
It's quite secretive, legendary,
I see.
thousands of years.
You know, the components that they would use to build such a thing. Perhaps the methods are not known to you, but anything legendary or written, any information at all would help.
I am not a smith myself, and we trust the Runuku smith to forge and know what he needs to do. The method, as it were, is that we submit a weapon to him that has been claimed from a fallen foe.
Would you have something?
Yes, I have a silvered glaive
Silvered glaive.
that I took from a fallen
Is it
foe.
any magical?
Not that I know of.
Yes, who did you receive it from?
The blue half-dragon that we defeated back in Faerun.
It's,
Like Drosa.
really, yes, that name is familiar to me. This gentleman god over here, Togafiti, he's told me of Langdrosa and how you had defeated him. Impressive.
So the intention is to melt the glaive down and forge my sword from it.
I see. Yes.
There's folded metal involved, and I don't understand the specifics of it, but
Yes, it is quite a process. I've seen many do it. It's not anything I have the dexterity for myself, but it is very impressive to view. Yes, well, silver, you say. The one who's better with silver than any other, and he's also good at enchanting, but he's not the most personable, and he also doesn't accept money. He will ask for other things, and should you wish to seek him out, I cannot guess what he would ask you for. Sometimes he'll ask you to complete some sort of a task, a test, or achieve certain material components for him to be able to complete his work. As the one I would recommend, from what you have told me. He has also been known to speak with some of the refugees that have come from your realm.
What is his name?
His name is Talarian.
Talarian.
Indeed, yes, Tabaxi. Though, he's afflicted by some magic. See, he has an extra set of arms. It helps him with his trade, makes him better than most. I can imagine 4 arms would be better than 2.
Am I around for this conversation at all?
Not yet, because this is happening about an hour before you had arrived.
Okay.
Yeah, so I apologize.
No, it's good. I just didn't know.
Now, you think he may have... Sorry, you said that he understands, or he's...
I cannot say that he would have the same skill as you, but he has been known to seek out those of, the smithing arts and learn their ways. He's traveled around many places in the realm and learned from many cultures, and he's created weapons that are unique. Perhaps he is the one to speak with. He is the first that comes to mind as you tell me of this item you seek.
This, vision chamber.
Yes.
Can you find people?
Yes. Well, depending. I can't just try to find someone and find them. I have to look in the area that they're suspected to be. He does tend to frequent the Bering Tundra.
So you need to know where they are before you can attempt to.
Well, I need to know where to look if I'm going to look for someone. It's not like scrying, and that's not something I've always been very good at. However, perhaps Togafiti can help a little bit. Should you wish to accept his help?
I turn to Togafiti and I say, I am looking for Tobo. He is the Runuku Master Smith.
Tobo. Yes, I'm aware of him. You have told me about him once before. A few times ago. Tobo, he did make it across. In most of the timelines, he made it across. Now, he doesn't always survive. He tends to land in very hostile area. Let me see what I can find. And he takes a step back, and it's almost like he's slipping back behind that curtain, disappearing again. And he's gone for a few moments, which is unusual for him. Usually he's not gone that long. And he comes back. Regretfully, it appears he didn't make it this time. However, he did spend some time with some others, and perhaps he would have taught them something. I'm not sure. You see, you all have not been here all that long.
Yes.
Whatever he might have been able to teach anybody, it would not have been much, sadly.
All right, turn back to Coldred, and I say, if I were to find this Talarian, you can take me there.
I cannot. I am limited in where I can send you. The other wise might be able to get you there, and Togafiti has shown the ability to send people to many places, and so I'd imagine he can help you in this matter. He seems very fond of you.
I turn to Togafiti.
Yes.
Is this something you would be willing to do?
Yes, and as tempted as I am to ask for a favor, I'm not sure you'd agree, would you?
Unlikely.
If only you knew with these favors before. Well, yes, I'll send you. Be careful, of course. You know, this gentleman is a little rough around the edges. I don't think he would hurt you. However, he's been known to ask people to do some crazy things in the past.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. So, shortly after this occurs, Degraaf starts walking down the walkway towards you.
Okay. I'll turn, and as I'm leaving, so I'll pass him.
Yes.
And I'll nod.
Okay. I'll nod back. Morning.
Morning. I keep walking.
All right.
Still feeling the...
Yeah. I feel a tinge of extra stuff on my skin, like just weirdness. Almost feels warm as I walk by.
Oh, I sense new power in you, Degraaf.
I had the craziest dream, and a terrible fight with Creighton, who evidently just walked by.
Indeed.
I don't know what to make of it, but and I'm not quite sure either. But would you have any idea why the draconic language would have come to me so simply as a child? I understand it so well, and have this new tingling nature in my fingers. And now I've been driven to go and look for these strange things. I just get the sense of needing like bat guano and sulfur, and it's all very strange. I know. Could you help me along?
Certainly.
And he opens his hand, and it seems like it just wisps from nothing some sulfur and bat guano for you to use.
Okay.
It is a little bit messy.
Well, yes, it's definitely bat guano.
And it doesn't smell very good.
Let me find a bat.
Smells like that could give you away, depending on the creature following you.
You know what? I'll preserve it in this little pouch
There's a decent amount there.
on my side. Yes. Do you have water? Wipes, a fountain, or something?
Hold out your hands.
And he blows, and it just...
And I feel the
that's
tingle
away off your
tingle in my fingers again. Like, this is quite strange, Guldred.
Indeed.
So I just I imagine an action that I did in my dream.
Yes.
Nothing was produced in the dream, but I'm seeing myself take this action, and so you see Degraaf kind of putting his hands together and just kind of forming just doing an action, a very simple action, and then he sees light come out of his index fingers going towards the sky, and he's like, "Go! Whoa! What was that?
No,
I'm amazing. What was that?"
truly impressive. However, be gentle. This is a special place, and I don't want to spend the time to fix it.
Did I?
This would be needed.
Was that?
You got lucky.
Okay.
Just maybe do that outside next time.
Do what exactly? I think.
I believe you've received some sort of inspiration, whether it be divine or just your own skill awakening. Yes.
Feels very strange.
Looks to me like you're talking about sulfur and bat guano. Those are the components for a fireball. I think you might be able to cast it. Should you wish.
Fireball?
Yes, and the movements of your hands would be perfect for such a thing. Again, outside, not in here.
I'm so sorry. I had no idea that would happen. I really didn't. But now that I know, I might use it in my performances. Pyrotechnics has been something I've been interested in for a while as a lead man.
Wouldn't be the first time. You do it well.
I wondered if it would damage my instruments if I did it. It doesn't matter. I'll figure it out later. But this is great news! Great news!
You do that to Guldred?
Yes.
Oh, you're strong.
Not very.
Don't
That's the first
bruise
time
an
anyone's
old
ever
man.
said that, actually.
There's you have great skill. As far as the language goes, that is interesting.
Yes.
Just learn it like that in your sleep.
Well, now I'm wondering where it's all from. I've never really gone into it or studied it hard or anything. I guess my parents must have passed it on to me when I was a wee child. But all of this fire and dragon and then Creighton and I having a headbutt yesterday, I think perhaps there's something more to investigate there. But thank you, Guldred.
Of course.
I guess I'll go and study how to use this in the future.
And the Gilded Merchant speaks up.
Degraaf, what I suggest, keep an eye on Creighton today. Certainly, practice. Just maybe somewhere where you can see him.
Okay,
Yes.
I will. I saw him on the way out. I'll try to go find him now.
Certainly.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Thank you. You as well, godly one.
Just
And I walk away.
not necessary.
So you leave the chamber.
Yeah.
Okay. As you walk out, so where did you go after you left?
I went back to the chamber, where everyone else. I don't know where everyone else is.
Oh, back to the cabin?
Where we stayed.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
So-
a cabin. Is that what it is? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you go back to the cabin, Lady Pongo and Shamgar are both still sleeping, and they both snore somewhat loudly. Traith is awake, and he's kind of taking inventory of his components and making sure that everything is still there and everything is still in good quality enough to be able to be used in spells. It kind of strikes you as you see Cornelius is gone, a little moment of lament. Just you for the first time, you start to feel like you miss him.
All right. I enter the cabin quietly.
Yeah.
I don't hide it from Traith, but are there separate rooms?
No,
Or
it's
just a big open
really
area?
just a big open
Okay.
cabin. It doesn't have anything else but this room. There's
Yeah.
no like lavatory or anything
Yeah.
like that. There's no kitchen area or anything like that.
It's
It's just a big
yeah.
room with 6 beds.
Leading the disciplined life that I do, I would have put my stuff away before I left the cabin.
Right.
And so I start to just gather my things, put my backpack on.
Sure.
And when I have all my stuff on, I lean over to Traith, or I walk over to where he is, and I just say, I will be leaving for a short time.
Will it be long?
Uncertain. But for now, perhaps a day or two.
Okay. Do you want me to tell the others to meet you somewhere?
If they wish, back here. I'll be back in, like I said, a day or two. Perhaps they still want to relax and have some downtime.
Oh, okay. I will tell them.
Thank you.
And Degraaf as well? Yes?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
He'll be here.
Okay, so he's returning.
That's my understanding, yes.
All right. You be safe.
Thank you.
I don't know if you have a means of communicating with us.
I do not. But I do have I will take the homestone. Who has the homestone?
Cornelius had it. He handed it to
Me. No,
I think he did give it to you.
I think you
yeah,
did.
I believe he gave it to you.
I have the homestone. I will return here.
Well,
soon.
All the best on your journey, and please don't hesitate to, I guess, if you can communicate with us, do so.
Will do.
Yes.
And I turn around and I walk out.
Okay.
Walking back to the vision chamber.
Okay. So where are you, when you left, what did you do?
Yeah, I'm walking towards the cabin.
Okay, so you're walking towards the cabin, and a few minutes into your walk towards there, you see Creighton starting to come back your way.
So Mr. Creighton.
I slow to a stop.
Thank you. I think I owe you it's so difficult. I think I might owe you an apostrophe. Wait for it, don't move. I'll say it. Just relax. You're always in such a rush. I think I owe you an apology. I mistrusted you yesterday, and I'm trying to make amends with those who I may have hurt. And I mean, of course, physically I don't really offer any threat to you, but emotionally, I know I'm just so much stronger than most. And so I just hope that we're still good, you and I. Are we good? Are we gonna be good?
Life is made up of tests. I've come to learn this, and some are easy and some are hard, and our relationship has been made up of little tests that have, I believe, made me stronger. Strengthened my resolve and my patience.
I appreciate you saying that I'm the reason you're so strong and patient. I do have a quick question.
Yes.
Do you have any sense, or do you know why I might have this gift to understand Draconic? The language of dragons is strange to me.
Yeah,
No, I know you know what it is.
know it well.
Seeing
Yes.
as,
Yes.
you know,
Yes. Well,
you,
right.
scales and gold and whatnot. What I wonder about is, just last night, had a crazy dream. Now I just discovered that I can throw fire from my fingers. And I speak Draconic. Are they connected? Do you know?
I have the ability to breathe fire. And I speak Draconic.
Okay.
That's the only correlation I can imagine.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm
investigating. Oh, yeah. One more question. Why is it that you believe you're in the lead when you're such a solo artist all the time?
I don't think I've ever taken on the mantle of leadership.
Oh, interesting.
As a title. When things need to get done, they need to get done. I step forward when the task calls for it. I step back when it doesn't. I think I also owe you an apology.
Me?
Yes.
Why, little me?
I let my anger get the best of me yesterday.
Well, I didn't notice. I didn't notice.
It did.
Well, fair enough. We all have tests. Mine are less impactful on my abilities than maybe most people's. And so I can handle those things quite well. I probably didn't yesterday, though. So I appreciate I appreciate the apology. Onward and upward.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Do you want a drink? Can we drink something? Should we drink? We should probably drink something now.
I'm heading out.
And I obviously have my pack on and all my stuff.
Right.
I'll be gone for a day or two.
Gone?
Yes. I have a test, a pilgrimage. Part of my training. That I need to pursue. And it will keep me away for a day or two.
Oh.
But I assume that you've... and Shamgar, the rest, will enjoy some downtime.
I think we will.
In my absence, sorry. And I'll be back. I
Are
have the
you-
homestone
Are you leaving right now?
in this moment.
Can I just trouble you with just come back to the cabin with me real quick. I have something for you for your trip. Come with me.
All right.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So you guys both go back to the cabin?
Yep.
And at this time, Shamgar is starting to wake up. And when you come through the door, he's,
Pongo, snore so loud.
what are you guys doing when you get in the cabin?
So I'm running. Quiet, everyone's sleeping. I have this small gift. It's simply a little tune I know you'll love. I know you'll love it. It goes something like this. Creighton. And with this, I want to give him a little bit of inspiration. So bardic inspiration. Creighton, go your way. Maybe not for more than a day. If you come back under attack, I can't help you in any way. and I sent him on his way.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
you have Bardic Inspiration. So that is
1d8.
8. Okay.
D8? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Added to any roll?
Any roll.
Okay. All right. So,
Awesome.
okay. So with that, I suppose you're on your way back to the chamber?
So, as he leaves,
Yes.
I quickly gather my things.
Yes.
I pull my loot.
Okay.
I prepare myself. I'm like, in my mind,
Yes.
thinking, there's something here that I need to see. So I chase him. I stealthily follow him out the door.
So roll some stealth.
Rolling stealth.
See how well you sneak, and I would like you to roll perception.
Dunk.
Ooh.
20.
All right. Let's see what happens.
19, so close. And a 7.
All right. So what's your modifier?
Yeah, with a 19, that's a 22.
22. I'm guessing.
Well, it's a crit. So.
Yes. Yes. So technically, on ability checks, we just have a house roll for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Well,
let's
that's
just see what it
technically
is.
25 then.
Okay, it's still good enough. Okay, so you seem to just like you're placing your steps in all the exact right places. You're avoiding any leaves or pine needles or anything. Your feet don't make a sound.
Okay.
You feel like you've never snuck this well in your life.
Okay.
And it's beginning to make you think that, hey, maybe I got some other new skills.
I'm sneaking in level 6, folks.
All right. You didn't notice him behind you.
My brain's on other things.
Yeah, you're concentrating on some different matters. You reach the audience chamber.
Yes, Mr. Creighton, welcome back. So, are you ready to go?
Yes.
Excellent.
And Togafiti just puts his hands together. Wonderful. So you wanted to go to the Bering Tundra?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, let me give you one word of warning about this place. It's been told that Titans, also known as Colossus, used to live in that area, and I mean, I've never seen any there, but there's rumor that they used to be there. Just be aware, just in case you see anything gigantic. Okay? Just,
Noted.
right. It's probably nothing to worry about. I don't think any are there anymore, right? And it's not a trick. Despite me being a trickster god, not a trick. Right? Okay. And how about you go? And then with that, you and you appear right here in this tundra. And the air around you is cold, but it has a sense of mild warmth to it as well. You can smell the sweet smell of some freshly bloomed plant life, but the ground beneath you is also in permafrost. There's quite a bit of stone. You see some moss and a few plants peeking up through the snow, and it gives you the impression that this place is kind of in eternal freeze over and slight thaw.
Okay.
It never fully thaws, and it never entirely freezes, but the ground seems to stay in permafrost. Yeah. Yes, and as you look around, you don't see very much in the way of wildlife, but you do hear the occasional bird tweeting off in the distance. Now, you are approaching the door and sneaking around when you see Togafiti go, and then Creighton disappears.
Oh!
And he's looking at you. You wanted to go too, yeah?
Yes, did I miss the boat?
No, but do you want to be right beside him when you show up? Or...
I would prefer if you could. Just because I do not know if he wants me around, and I hate to destroy his whole rituals and stuff like that.
Yes.
Want to be respectful of his distance.
I see. So how far away would you like to be?
Something like maybe 100 feet away.
100 feet?
But preferably behind some bushes or a tree or a stone or something that would make me inconspicuous.
All right. Now, just one word of warning. If you're 100 feet away and behind something so that you can't see him, how are you going to know where he is?
Well, could you point me in his general direction?
Okay. When you land, he'll be on your right.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Just think of it. Just to your right.
All
okay?
right. Fair enough. I'll take your word for it.
And then you go.
Oh!
And then.
Okay.
Yeah. So you land about 100 feet away, so you're not really even on the board.
Okay, so to his
so you're,
right, so way over that side.
Yes. And so you're off the board, behind some bushes, and yes, there's a tree in your line of sight.
Okay.
I immediately take out some of the furs and some of the kind of the winter clothing that I had from.
Yeah.
I lived in the mountains with my our tavern dog is snoring. I don't know if you guys could hear that on.
You lived in the mountains
At least
with a small dog.
Yeah, with a dog.
We hope it's a snore.
Yeah, we hope it's a snore
because otherwise it's gonna.
Yeah, noise at the other end. All right.
All right.
Yeah, so I immediately put on kind of the furs and sort of the winter covering, my thicker robe, my winter robe, as it were.
Yes.
Just to kind of keep warm, as I'm kind of used to this climate.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What's this to my left?
That is actually a little pool, and it has collected in some rocks. It has a thin layer of ice, about 1 millimeter thick, maybe an eighth of an inch thick, along the top.
Does it look like a man-made pool?
It doesn't actually.
Okay, looks natural?
It looks somewhat natural, but the stone, there's something odd about the stone.
I'll approach it.
Okay.
And I'll kneel.
Yes.
If I look closer at the stone, is there anything that is...
Give me an investigation check.
While he's doing that,
Yeah.
can I continue my awesome stealth all the way to the behind of the tree?
I'll let you continue with that stealth, and then you'll have to roll another one if you're going to continue after the tree.
Okay.
Okay. So you make it all the way to the tree.
Great.
And at this point, you have gotten a glimpse of a glint of golden scale, but he is wearing some different outfit than you've seen before.
15.
And you're feeling the chill in the air.
With a 15.
Okay, 15. This looks somewhat familiar to you, and you're thinking that maybe this isn't stone. Give me a nature check.
A nature check. 10.
It looks like bone, and huge bone. In fact, you think it might be the end of maybe a digit, like a piece of a finger or something.
Like, sorry. So the whole thing is the end of a finger?
So, not like the end of a finger necessarily, but you know how the bones of a joint are a little concave?
Yeah.
So it looks like water has pooled in the end of something like that.
Okay. Can I see down inside the ice?
Yeah, as you look through, it looks like the bottom is just more of this stone, but very weather worn.
Okay. So there's nothing in the water or in below the ice? Okay.
No, nothing like that. It does look very clear.
All right.
It has seen a number of freezes and thaws, but it's
Right.
been kept in remarkable condition. It looks extremely old.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Surrounding area in the distance. What do I see?
All right, so you see the occasional tree just sparsely sitting around. A little ahead of you, about 100 feet or so, you see what looks like more of the same kind of bone jutting up out of the earth, about 2 meters. And then you see another one a little further up. And you realize that they all seem to be kind of in a line.
And are there any behind me?
As you look further back, you see two, and this is about, well, this is almost like right on the edge of your vision. You see a couple of small hills that look like they're made of the same kind of bone.
And I didn't ask where to find him once I got here. And then realize that is a test in itself. All right, I will start to carefully, cautiously, perceptively, walk towards the bones. So as they kind of seem to get bigger and whatever, I would imagine that would be where I go.
Okay, so you walk towards the bones. How far are you walking? How close are you going to get?
To the bones?
Yeah.
Okay, so you said there's it seems like more fingers sticking up. And then
they don't look like fingers. They look larger than the bones that you saw there.
So I will approach those within 20 feet of the larger ones. Okay. And then, yeah.
So there's a bunch, sort of like this, not the exact shape. Let's say it's about this large and about this tall, each one. Right? And they seem to be going in a line that slightly curves, but not very much.
Can I tell what kind of bone this is?
With that past nature check, no.
Okay. And it goes in a curved line? And then is there anything beyond it?
Not that you can see, no.
Okay, I'm going to walk...
Just more expansive, just tundra.
I'm going to walk the length of the bone and then kind of circle it and just investigate it and see if there's anything that I can tell that give me any sort of indication of anything.
How far off are you staying behind?
I'm going to try to stay within, I obviously have identified his form.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to stay as much outside of his line of sight as possible.
All right.
Yeah.
Now you are starting to feel pretty cold.
Yep.
And you'll have to roll a new stealth if you're going to be sneaking.
That's fine. 17.
Okay. So, I want you to roll another perception roll.
16.
Okay. You're very focused on these bones. You're not noticing anything out of the ordinary. However, you're starting to feel a little cold. You're not doing as well as you did before, but you still feel very confident with your ability to sneak.
Okay. So I'm going to just, while I'm in this kind of stealthy mode, try to get on some of my fine clothes. I'm wearing leather armor, but I'm going to try to put some of my finer clothes over top of my leather armor, just to double up.
Okay.
Since I'm carrying it with me.
So you're doubling up your layers.
Yep.
And okay. So give me a survival roll.
Sorry.
Yeah.
7.
All right. With 7, you're trying to bundle up, but there's some open areas, and you do have a gap over your chest where you just feel the wind coming in.
Okay.
Anytime there's a breeze, it just seems to cut right through the fabric and hit you. So even though you're a little bit warmer, you're still feeling the chill, and your fingers are going a little numb.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so you're starting to follow along this line.
Yeah, so I'm basically going to turn to the left,
Okay.
follow it around, and then come back the other way.
All right, so as you follow it around, you start approaching what looks like a large stone hill. But the odd thing about it is it's very bulbous. It seems really round. It's almost like a giant boulder. And then you realize this isn't stone, this is more bone. Are you continuing to approach?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll put you here. Okay. All right. This is fun.
I love that. It looks like a boulder
does.
there, but but
And then on
the
the
gaping.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Pretty good. Okay. Let's see.
Oh, I want to see close there.
Don't want to see.
You guys don't see
I
anything.
don't see anything.
This isn't happening.
Yeah.
But everybody else is going to see. Okay, and thanks again to the Realm for voting overwhelmingly for this locale. It's always really exciting to have the Realm voting on what happens in the game. That's just one of the many benefits of being part of the Realm. Okay.
Sorry.
You want it closing?
Subscribers of the Creighton. No, it
want it
won't.
open?
It won't stay open though.
Yeah. Okay. However open it will be, we'll pick it up after. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Cool. So
Okay. It's slowly closing.
slowly closing. That's okay. That's okay.
I can see the minion. I'm just trying to make it so it doesn't fall.
That's okay.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah. All right. So you're approaching, and what you see is this, including the lines in the skull, the fusion lines.
Yeah.
Yes. And you've been following relatively closely behind, feeling a little colder and colder.
I want to get between. Can I tell now that it's not a rock? That
Yeah,
it is
as you're
bone?
approaching, it is bone. You can tell it's bone.
And at this, I guess at this angle, I can't tell if it's a skull. At this point? Probably not, right? I will. Okay, so I'll get within
you see the kind of the fusion lines
Yeah.
of a skull,
Yeah.
and it's giving you a skullish impression, especially since it is bone.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously to take a look, I'm going to stealthily come around
Yeah.
kind of the side and make my way slowly around.
Sure. All right. So roll stealth.
16?
Okay. All right. So you're sneaking around, and you seem to not be crunching the snow so much.
Okay.
Yeah. And coming around the side.
We had some tape. So there's no gap here, right?
That's okay. We don't have to. Doesn't have to be perfect.
I'll do this.
There we go. Yes, and you're making your way around the side, and it indeed is a gigantic skull, calling to mind what Togafiti, the Gilded Merchant, had told you about colossi and titans that once lived here.
Put something in the jaw?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Perfect.
Down here.
And you do see a gap around the side of the jaw that you believe you'd be able to fit through should you want to look inside. You see another one of the pools there, surrounded by bone as well.
Okay. I want to make at the distance that I am, what is
Yeah.
that, like 5, 10, 15, like 20, 30 feet?
Mhm.
I want to do a slow circle
Yes.
of the whole thing before I approach.
Okay, I'll keep the same stealth roll that
Okay.
you had. Are you give me a perception look.
Yes, yeah, like a
Okay,
close.
roll.
I'm looking at it all. I'm taking it all in.
Roll perception.
20, dirty 20.
Okay. The dirty 20, you do get the scent of burning wood in the air. You believe that there's a fire inside because you see a little flicker of light as well.
At what point in my kind of rotation do I sense that?
As soon as you get to about the side, it seems the wind is blowing this way.
Right here. Okay.
Yeah. So the wind is blowing this way, and you catch a whiff of the smoke relatively soon.
As soon as I do that, I get down.
Yeah.
Like I crouch.
Yeah.
I pull my a couple throwing stars into my fingers.
Yes.
Just to kind of prepare. And I want to focus in on that gap. And I smell. Does it seem like that smell's coming from inside the skull?
Yeah.
Okay.
You do see
Do I
a
see
bit
flickering
of
light. And,
yeah. You see some flickering light. There is a bit of a smoke kind of coming out of the eye hole and out of part of the side of the teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do I see any motion inside?
No, not at this moment.
And the smoke is coming out.
From where you are you along about where you are? in
Yeah,
that-
probably around that far. Yeah.
Okay, so from where you are, you can see that this is a skull as well.
Okay.
You see a bit of flickering of light within the skull.
Okay.
And you see Creighton
do I see?
kind of getting sneaky,
Sneaky?
and moving towards the skull slowly.
Okay. I will watch out. That's gonna fall in. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, good angle.
Very nice. It's Halloween-y.
So I see him sneaking.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm obviously not as stealthy as I would like to be.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
There's a giant clothespin. I just
What is going on?
he was
Crazy.
biting down on something.
Yeah,
he was in
crazy.
pain
Yeah.
when he died.
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. So I, as best I can, sneak ever closer to
Yeah.
Creighton.
Okay.
If for no other reason than to try to, just to try to get closer to see his actions.
Right. Okay. You're starting to get closer to Creighton. Give me another perception roll, Creighton.
Natural 20.
All right.
23.
You hear a crunch of snow behind you, and it's barely
Yeah,
perceptible.
I stop and I immediately look back.
Okay.
And I ready my throwing dart.
And I'm like,
that direction.
wait! It's me! Wait!
I lower the dart, and I hold my head like this, and just do like a woosa.
I know. You're so. Wait, let me just. And I run up to
How
him.
loud is he being right now?
I'm guessing that's your
Yes.
volume.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wait, I run up to him, crunching in the snow.
I do this. I say stop. I say get down.
Yeah,
and as he does that,
I slowly-
stop.
Yeah.
And
slow.
stop. And I look back at to hear
Yeah.
if anybody had seen or if there's any movement in the skull.
Okay.
While he's looking over there, I take a few more steps towards him, trying to get
Yeah.
closer.
With that perception roll, you did hear a quick shuffle within the skull. That's all that you perceived.
So I'll just crunch
Yeah.
quietly to him. I know it's going. I lived in the north, so I know this is going.
Yeah. It seems there's no soft snow piles here. All of these snow piles seem to have just that little layer of ice
Right.
on top, like
Yeah,
after
yeah.
freezing rain.
Ah,
And
this
the
is
whole
what the
earth
graph is
moved.
like in the. Sorry.
yeah,
You're good,
it's okay.
you're good.
It's
Okay,
okay.
cool.
That's a pretty good angle.
So I go up to him and I go, I just hug. And because I'm
Yeah.
cold at this point.
Yeah.
So I just
I see how cold he is,
Yeah.
and I take off my furs
Okay.
and I place them around his shoulders,
Yeah.
and I kind of close them in.
Now, on that note, do you still have your foreskins of Tiamat furs?
Yes, I do.
Right.
Yes, I
So
guess
you
they would
see
be
the
in my
furs
pack.
on Creighton.
And I'm like, I'm an idiot. And so I pulled my bag out. Thank you, friend. And I put more on me.
Now,
And this whole time I'm darting back,
Looking at
to
them.
the skull and back to Degraaf.
okay.
And I'm like, I know you're wondering why I'm here. I saw you leave in a snap. And so I just thought I hadn't finished.
Can we do this later?
Well, I think we should just do it.
Just later.
What I think we should do is just hug it out again. Because I'm so cold. I could use the heat.
There is fire in the skull. If we can find a friend, we can share a fire.
Well played, well played.
I turn around and I stand up
Yeah.
because they know we're here.
Yeah.
I place my hand kind of like to the side with dart still in it.
Yeah.
I ready in action that if anybody shows ill intentions,
Yeah.
then I will attack, potentially. But I'll decide at that moment. Anyways, bottom line is, I say that and they say,
Hello there.
Okay. And you hear a voice from inside. I just realized you used the wrong mini.
I'm gonna say that's one of my kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're one of my kind.
Okay. And you hear voice.
Who goes there?
My name is Creighton.
And I'm Degraaf.
I don't know those names.
I am Creighton of the Runuku clan.
I don't know Runuku.
I'm Degraaf of the Waterdavian Hoolsbys.
I don't know any water people.
We are looking for Talarian, the Master Smith.
And a warm fireside chat, perhaps.
What would you want of a Talarian?
I have a weapon I need. Smith. Forged by a master.
He won't use it on you.
Degraaf,
Just,
please allow me.
I'm just.
I
you leave
know.
so much out because
I
you're so
know.
quiet all
I
the
understand.
time.
I understand.
All right.
And then you see this kind of furry cat-like face peek around the corner.
I don't know you. Go away.
You are Talarian, the Tabaxi.
I am Tabaxi.
May I speak with you?
No.
And then he brings his head back around.
We are speaking now. It is much too late to not be speaking.
I can stop speaking whenever I want to.
Tabaxi or not tabaxi? Would you like to hear a song? Tabaxi or not tabaxi? We should just get along.
No songs.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna try to persuade him with a song that we're actually quite kind.
Kind of what? What are you kind of?
We are kind travelers.
Kind of travelers.
We're not kinds of travelers. We are kind of travelers. We are kind in heart. And
No,
so,
you're strange. You're strangers, and I don't take kindly to strangers.
no, but so at this point I'm trying to persuade him.
You're stupid.
Okay.
I really do think if we just sat by the fire and we told you our story, that we could get along here.
All right. Roll persuasion.
25.
He's thinking about it.
Might be a hairball.
I've never heard such music.
Sure.
then you could come in.
I look at Creighton and go, huh? Huh?
All right, so you're walking around the skull, and as you walk in, you see around the back of the skull where the spinal cord would go in. It is empty, and he's built a forge there, but it's, however, not burning. But it seems that he's got a forge and blacksmithy sort of gear right there.
Wow.
Yes. Maybe I'll lift the skull so you can shoot.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's pretty well inside.
We are inside
Yes.
the skull.
It's
Talarian, it is a pleasure to meet you.
wish I could say the same. I don't know you, and I don't like strangers, and I'm very uncomfortable meeting new people.
Can I ask, just briefly, are those 4 arms you have?
Yeah,
You must be quite skilled at your craft.
what craft do you think I have?
Well, I mean, clearly you have a forge behind you.
Yes, I do. So, maybe I just make horseshoes. And, maybe I'm no better at anything else. And you are, strangers, and I'm uncomfortable.
Listen, let's set you at ease a bit. My dragonborn friend and I simply want to find a way to do whatever he came here to do.
The last one of your kind that came failed his mission and died. I lied. I've heard Runuku. He was Runuku, and he was gold.
Tobo.
He had a stupid name like that.
Tobo was here.
Yes, I think that was his name. He wasn't here long. He's dead now.
Where did he go?
He went to complete the mission, and he failed.
What mission?
I feel that someone that makes weapons should know how to use weapons, and he didn't use them well.
What mission?
I sent him to kill a Yeti, and he failed.
To kill a Yeti.
Yes, for components. He wanted to learn some of my craft, and, well, he didn't get that far. You said you want special weapons?
I come for a katana.
Katana. I can make katanas.
Of the Runuku. If Tobo was here,
He was here.
he can make one for me.
He's dead.
How do you know?
He never came back.
I'll take my chances.
You can take chances all you want. I think he's dead.
If we kill this Yeti
Yes?
and bring Tobo back, can he use your forge?
He can use my forge when I say that he can. When I've given approval, I use my forge. I don't let other smiths use my forge.
But you want this Yeti dead.
I want components from the Yeti.
If we bring you these components, will you allow him to use your forge?
He's dead.
He seems pretty adamant that your friend is dead.
Yes, he's dead. He's very dead. He must be. He seems
Have
like he
you-
would have come back if he
How
wasn't
long ago
dead.
was this?
This was 4 days ago. He's dead.
Can I ask, have you used him as components for anything you've made?
I haven't seen him come back. But if I find his body, if you find his body, bring him back. I can use his scales.
Please do not speak of my friend like this.
I'm sorry I even
It lacks
suggested
respect.
that.
He's,
everything is components. He's not using them anymore. Which direction? Can you point us to where this Yeti is? The Yeti, yes. Well,
We can't possibly go chase a Yeti through these fields of snow.
first of all,
I mean,
this entire equation didn't include a we. It was me. You have come along, so your choice is to stay with him
and my suggestion
or to
is-
come with me. I am going for Tobo.
Tobo and Yetis. Fine. But it's a fool's errand. I mean, we could just get him to do it. Let's just persuade him or force him or what do we do? But do we have to go back out in the cold?
The unfortunate thing is when I spoke to you this morning,
Yes.
I thought maybe you had grown a backbone.
Backbone? We might be standing on a backbone. I have all the backbone I need right here.
You may have been standing on a backbone. Now you're inside a skull.
Fair enough. My point is this. You're chasing the Yeti for these materials that you have to bring back to him. You're needing the Yeti because you need components for a what?
For my craft. I make so many things. And I make them so well.
Are you using them for his things?
Maybe. Depends on the quality that you obtain.
Fine.
If they're good enough, maybe I can use them.
Fine.
What
look.
do you need from the Yeti? I need you to bring my back the largest of the Yeti bones. Bring me back the femurs. I can use the femurs.
How big are Yeti femurs?
Well, depends on the size of the Yeti.
Fair enough. Approximately, what size would a Yeti be from which you want this particular component?
Yeti's range and size. It doesn't matter. It doesn't Yeti femurs.
Can we carry it?
Yeti femurs. What else? No. You come back with those first, and then we'll talk about what else.
So we kill the Yeti, we bring back the femurs, and then he wants us to go back out and get
You
the
don't
rest.
have to really kill the Yeti to get the femurs. If you can cut off its legs, you can just bring those back.
This is going to be very difficult.
I would argue that it's nicer to the Yeti to just cut off its legs and let it live.
What do I know about Yetis? I mean, I lived in the mountains and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
a nature roll.
It's not going to be good. It's going to be a 10.
You've heard of them, but they didn't live on the mountain you lived. They were a little far away. You just heard them in legend, so you'd never really believed they were real.
Do I...
Strangers.
Of the stories that I heard, are they malevolent? Are they...
You've heard of them told as like vicious beasts, just told in the same way you would tell stories of monsters.
So are they more monster than wildlife?
From what you believe, yes. Because they were told to you as legends, as almost these mythological beasts.
Where is this Yeti? It's 15 miles northeast. Which way is northeast? That way. And you'll know you're getting close because you'll smell it first. They stink. And their dung stinks even more. It's gray in color. And it tastes like berries.
Did you just say his dung tastes like
berries.
That's how you know it's Yeti dung.
Are you
is
still
if you
unsure if
taste
you're staying here or coming with me?
I'll go.
Fair enough.
I'll go.
Thank you. We will be back.
Yes. Probably not.
Okay. I start to.
Okay.
I immediately start to walk.
He's kind of just
In that
waves you,
direction.
and both of the arms on the side kind of wave you at the same time. He's a very odd fellow. Okay, so you're gonna sing a song as you go.
Yes.
Okay.
So, so we go for a while. I'm following Creighton behind. I don't want. He's obviously perturbed at the fact that I'm there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I pull out my lute and do a little diddle. We haven't found a Yeti yet. We haven't found a Yeti yet. We haven't found a Yeti yet. And yet we've got to find a Yeti. And that's the and I just keep singing this one verse over and over and over again.
How loud is this right now?
How loud is it?
About that I'm basically just doing it for myself, but
Right.
obviously we're in a giant plane
stealthy, yeah.
and anyone can hear me.
And the sound does kind of travel because it's open space. There isn't a lot to absorb that sound and block it. So it is traveling.
Okay. So I move at 45
Yeah.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, 6th level. And
Oh.
I, like, over time move further and faster from him as I can.
And I try
Just
to
a
keep
little
up.
bit.
Like I'll
Yeah.
kind of keep trying to.
And I'll also kind of stay off the beaten path, if that's even a thing.
Okay.
Almost using him as bait, potentially. If something were to come, then I would see it, and then I would be able to adjust or react.
Okay.
At this point, I'm 15 miles is a ways,
Yeah.
so I'm not too worried about being... No, I'm going to be pretty stealthy. I don't know what's out here.
Okay.
So I'm trying to be stealthy if I can,
All right.
but keeping as much distance from him as I can.
Okay. So if you're being stealthy, that means you're moving at a bit slower pace. Especially if you guys are kind of keeping somewhat pace with each other. So it's taking a little while for you to make this journey. And at about the 5-mile mark, you're starting to see a few more trees around you. And you see a silver fox running off in the distance. Looks like it saw something and it's chasing it. You also see some white rabbits kind of, you notice them when they move, but for the most part they're camouflaged into the snow. And snowy owls up in the trees.
Okay.
Yes.
As I walk, I'm going to have some rations. I haven't had breakfast yet.
Sure.
Good thought.
And I just make sure that I have my darts at the ready.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
If anything
So-
jumps out, I want to get a jump on it.
All right. Continuing along on your journey, you still see no sign of anything, but a little bit more of some of the wildlife running around, but no sign of any beast or anything that would be of threat. At about the 12-mile mark, you hear off in the distance what sounds like barking. And what sounds like a bit of a howl, which you would remember from your time just outside of Greenest when you had fought the wolves. It sounds very similar. I think it may be a wolf. So it seems that they may be around as well.
Okay.
Okay. You guys are continuing forward still?
Yep.
Okay. You feel like it's probably approaching noon. The sun seems to be getting higher in the sky. And as you continue forward, give me a perception roll.
20. 30, 20.
Okay. You see a pile of something gray in the snow.
Pile of something gray
Yes,
in
and
the snow.
a horrible, horrible stench. Awful.
Do you smell that?
I like. Sorry, whereabouts is this? So if we're here,
Yes.
and he's kind of behind me, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm trying
The
to stay
pile is here.
Am I this close already to it?
Yes.
Holy.
So the smell got you first. And then you see this pile of gray off when you kind of look in the direction of where you sense the smell.
Right. And the pile of grays around here.
Yes.
Okay, I immediately stop, get down, and I tell Degraaf also to get down.
I'm like, you haven't found a... We might have found a Yeti yet.
I put my hand out again.
Okay.
Tell him to stop.
Okay. Fine.
And then I hunker down and I hide in the snow. And I watch that pile.
Yeah.
And then I survey the area around just to see if I can catch anything else that might be surrounding it. A hovel. Is it a furry pile? Is it
How big is
So-
this pile?
Yeah.
This pile is about a foot and a half across and about 6 inches tall. And
Gray.
It's gray. It's darkening around the edges. It's cold. Does not look fresh, but it stinks.
That does not look healthy.
Is it moving?
No. Can I basically perceive if it's dung or not?
It matches the description that was given to you by the
Right.
tabaxi.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't.
Yeah. That's right. So,
Do I see any traps?
with that perception roll, no. But you do also perceive that this seems somewhat old, and there has been a snow since.
Okay, I'm gonna continue moving in the direction that he told us.
Okay, past the dung?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you continue past the dung.
He didn't want dung, did he?
Did he want them?
No, but I do believe he wanted one of us to taste it to make sure. I really do recommend you try it.
He did say that you'll know that it's Yeti dung because it will taste like berries.
He told us that we could tell if it was Yeti dung if we tasted it and it tastes like berries. You should do it. And at this point, I'm trying to persuade him to do it.
All right, roll persuasion.
Sorry, dude. I gotta try.
All right.
Oh,
And roll-
26.
Roll insight to resist.
You make me eat shit. I'm gonna be so pissed off.
You can win insight or wisdom saving throw, whichever you choose.
The 13.
All right. He makes a good argument, and it seems pretty reasonable in the circumstance. Like, you want to make sure it is a Yeti, but I'm not going to say that you have to eat it, but I'll leave it up to you how you're going to with his roll.
Oh man, this is a tough one.
Because I'm not going to say persuasion's going to make you do something, completely out of character, but it may
I
help.
would say eating Yeti dung is pretty out of character.
That's what I was thinking. That's
Especially
why I'm
for
saying I don't want to force you into it. However, if
but
you choose,
I
that
mean,
he makes a good
he
argument.
makes a good argument.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slowly approach the dung.
All right, you slowly approach it. It does smell awful. You see the bones from small animals sticking out of it, and you see what looks like the little bits of skins from blueberries or something akin to a blueberry.
D&D is so fun.
I'm gonna kneel in front of it. I'm gonna turn into Degraaf and go.
There are berries in it.
Do you see that?
I do. But I also see the bones of animals.
Oh,
And this god-awful stench.
yes. Are we sure?
I don't know how to play this. I really don't. Because
I feel like this is the hardest decision you've ever made in this campaign. I mean, like, we confronted Cornelius with the possibility of killing a
Child.
yeah, and in this episode,
Yeah.
are you gonna eat the crab? That's the question.
Because the 26 is high, but again, it's like when you roll for something like that is so outlandish. It's like trying to persuade somebody to jump off a building.
It's and that's it. That's why I'm saying it's up to you how you perceive.
But
how would you?
It does
Because I'm not gonna force you to do it, but-
survivalist
Yeah.
nature. That's kind of why I think you would be doing it. Like if you were a naturalist.
You just want me to eat it.
Yes, I do. I mean, it's you're
have-
Bear Grylls, dude. That's who your character is.
No.
You have a background
now.
in hunting.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Okay, so we might have to go.
it
fix
is
let's go.
almost break time anyway. Okay, so how
yes.
about
Yo, good. This is a
we
good
go?
suspense.
This is a really good cliffhanger for
Good
a break. So
cliffhanger. Okay,
great.
we're gonna go on break. You fix that. I'll be right back. We could probably show.
Everybody.
We'll do it in a second.
All right. Okay.
Hang on.
Oh man.
I'll be right back in a moment.
There we go.
This is fun. So we're just gonna go on a quick break on this.
Yeah, I gotta think this through.
Yeah.
I gotta take a bio break before I
Take a break of the bio.
break my bio fast. Fast on the
Yeah.
break bio. Well, that was interesting so far, folks.
Give me a break.
This is fun.
Give me
I
a
like
break.
this kinda
Break
like-
me off a piece of that Yeti bar.
This is great.
Yeah.
This is really fun. Okay, so as you guys know, a week Tuesday, we will be launching our Kickstarter on August 6th. We have lots to reveal over the next week, so make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram at Realmsmith TV. And tomorrow night, we have a live event at 7 p.m. with our noobs. We're going to be running them through part 5 of our adventure box.
Mm-hmm.
And our adventure boxes, of course, are heavily featured in our Kickstarter, which you'll find out soon, and how and why. But the main goal of our Kickstarter, as you saw in our video earlier, is to actually bring this box that actually turns into a DM screen. This is the actual box that we'll be mailing, and inside you fold it out and there's an amazing DM screen, which you saw in our video earlier. We're going to talk more about that tomorrow night. But that is the initial goal for our Kickstarter. But we also have a bunch of other content, and one of them is videos. So we filmed a video with Brandon, kind of talking about his process and his creative process. And so we'll show that to you now, quick, and we'll be right back in a couple minutes.
I am Brandon Perkins, and I do a bunch of things at Realmsmith. I write the modules so that they can be edited for all of our crates. I also create sound sets for all of our crates, and I DM Order of Dragonsbane live stream.
Never win. They never make it. They never make it.
It says the boy king.
It's my fun game. You will all play.
We all get to play.
down there.
Your turn isn't yet. It's his turn.
Who's next?
When someone gets an adventure box, I'm hoping that they're just overcome with kind of that wonderful Christmas morning feeling when they don't know exactly what's in the box, but they're excited nonetheless because the possibilities in there are endless.
You will be challenged. Though I have been there many times, and from my experience, it's nothing you can't handle.
We want to jog the imagination. We want to inspire somebody to take what's in there. They don't have to run it exactly the way we wrote it, but take some of the ideas, even grab even only one of the encounters or something like that. Just run with it. Bring it to your table. Wow the people at your table. Every DM loves when they reveal a piece of terrain or a battle or something.
This key will open the door inside the pagoda.
And everyone at the table just stops and their jaw drops and their eyes widen and you can see the sense of wonder that we're passing to the DMs. Now they get to pass on to the players with their extra stamp, their extra touch. Maybe they may have made it even entirely better. And
I personally love the idea that we're inspiring people to be able to do this sort of thing. When they open the crate and they bring out the items and they bring out the minis and they bring out the terrain, and their mind immediately starts going. That's the mind of a DM, is pulling inspiration from everywhere. And if we can help build that momentum for them and just kickstart that, then we've done our job.
Brandon.
There it is.
There he is. The one, the only Brandon Perkins. No relations to other Perkinses in the industry.
Yes. Well, we don't know.
We don't
Well,
know.
maybe
but
Somewhere down
Maybe
the line.
illegitimate
He
relations.
did live in Toronto, and
You just never know.
my
BC.
my grandpa did
BC,
say
not
that
Toronto, Houston.
he met like some distant cousin in World War II. Like a crazy story. He was on a train. He was about to head to Europe on his way out of Canada, and he had just happened to bump into like some distant cousin on this train. Turns out, they had some weird relation, another Perkins.
Other
So there's-
Perkinses were built.
There's other Perkinses out there.
Yes, we know.
Yeah,
Think
they're
so.
real. It's true. It
So you're out
happens.
there.
It's very true. So that is one of the videos that is in our Kickstarter campaign. We have another one we're going to show tomorrow night that features Tim, our logistics manager of operations and logistics guy. So, and you've seen him at the table playing as well. I'm going to go have a bio break. I thought it'd be neat just for a second, as part of our break, for maybe Brandon to tell you about our adventure boxes a bit and
Sure.
kind of like the experience.
Yeah.
And then you can just quickly talk about why we're doing a Kickstarter in the first place.
Totally.
Again, we're doing a giveaway. So the way that you are entered into the giveaway is to just be active in the chat, ask questions, all that kind of stuff. Once you guys have done that and I'm back from the washroom, then maybe we'll do some questions if there are any questions from
Yeah.
yeah.
I've asked folks to prep their questions for that time.
Cool,
Anyways.
cool. And I'll check in with Rebecca right here and find out if there are any. So Rebecca, you can send me those questions if anybody has them. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And by the way, I was totally not trying to do Victor's voice there for that guy.
Right.
Honestly, I was like, don't do Victor's voice, don't do Victor's voice.
And then you did. No,
and
you
then
did.
it just totally, I feel like it sounded too much like Victor, and I'm like, I don't want to, I'm trying to be original here.
I don't even know how you do multiple voices of characters like this. Like, it's crazy.
I didn't even have a voice picked out for this guy, so I was like, I want to do something crazy, but, so I was like, okay, I don't want to do a list, but it seems too like low-hanging fruit.
Right.
What's the one where all the S's are a sh instead of a th? And,
Yeah.
I didn't, anyway.
So tell us
Yeah.
about we just saw a video a little bit about kind of what you expect or want people to experience when they open a box.
Yeah.
Tell us about the process that you go through to prepare sound sets and kind of the module content within the box.
Right. So it's an interesting process, and I take I'm constantly tweaking it. Sometimes I'll just start with an idea. For our most recent crate, the one that's going to be sending out very soon, I got some inspiration from different, action movies and video games, and I liked the idea of trying to go for kind of like I don't want to spoil anything, so
don't.
Let's say. Okay, you want me to? Okay, I won't spoil. I'm not trying to tease you guys. So let's go back to previous adventure series. So, okay, so for that one, we kind of had the concept of what the villain was going to be. So we built it around the villain, and when it comes to this kind of villain, you really had to ensure that you do it right. It's the type of villain that has extreme plans and goes into great detail and is extremely manipulative. So that's something that I wanted to focus on, was the level of manipulation. This is somebody that's been doing this for decades or centuries, and they're very good at it. This is the kind of person that has manipulated on the level that it can affect an entire population. So that is, to approach it from that mindset, you can't have the entire plan from the start necessarily.
Right.
Characters often write themselves, and that is very much what happened with that adventure. So it all began with an idea. and then you start writing that idea, and you let it evolve and start to grow.
Is it like, are you just like stream of consciousness writing out about that character, what they're thinking, what they're saying?
Not necessarily stream of consciousness, though sometimes it does kind of come out that way. That's usually how the modules come together themselves. Is I'll start writing through, okay, I want this to start here. This is the idea of how it ends, and then these are all of the encounters along the way. These are the different steps, the experiences that we can bring people through. The idea is that it's a guided experience, and we want to be able to craft an experience that people will have an emotional reaction to, whether it's funny, whether it's creepy and just downright spooky, which that first one is a horror themed adventure. So yeah, very spooky. A lot of the elements came through in this game. I didn't use the same ideas, but the kind of inspirations advised things that happen in this game. So those are the more spooky elements that you guys were like, what's wrong with you, man?
We do wonder sometimes, that mind of yours. Yeah.
I'm not crazy, I promise. Of course, that's what a crazy
That's what
person
every
would
crazy
say.
people says.
So, yeah, and then this series, it's inspired by adventure, like I said. So this new one that's coming out, the first box is going to be sent out very soon. I don't know if that answered your entire question.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, it sounds like it's an involved process of you coming up with a beginning and an end, and kind of something in between to make sure you're tying those two together.
Yeah, and to make sure it's not completely limited. This is a guided experience. The DM does have to railroad a little bit, but there's a lot of room for leeway, for different choices. And that's one of the things that I take a lot of pride in, is we try to make sure that whatever the choices are that your party makes, that they will still make sense within the narrative of the story. So try not to limit it too much. Give it enough freedom, but still allow it to be guided. One of the big things that we keep in mind is immersion.
Yeah.
So that's why I build the sound sets the way I do.
Yeah.
Build it to the story, and try to give it as much legitimacy as possible. It's one of the most fun parts is building those sound sets.
Yeah.
I look forward to it so much.
Yeah, they're super cool. You're very good at it. So Jay wanted me to go into a little bit about why do a Kickstarter. There's a couple obvious reasons, and I kind of go into it in the video, and we'll show the video at the end or at some point again.
Show it at the end again.
Yeah, I'll show it at the end. But the main thing is that we wanted to really give ourselves the opportunity to create new experiences within the box. It's one thing. I mean, we're not the only, and this is not to berate our competitors or anything like that, but we're not the only box subscription, Dungeons and Dragons box subscription company out there. So to differentiate ourselves, we really did want to take the opportunity and try something that no one else is doing. And it's hard to do things that no one else is doing unless you think outside the box.
Yeah. And to add to that, all three of us are from the game industry.
Right.
So there's a lot of experience and expertise that we brought from that, and ways to innovate and ways to think outside the box. And that's something that we're hoping is really coming across.
For sure. I mean, that's definitely kind of one of the things, is how do we just innovate? How do we just come up with new and creative and crazy ideas? Some of the Kickstarter add-ons are crazy ideas. They're things that you won't and haven't found in any other Kickstarters. I won't give those away, but that's really the hope, is that the experience we're building kind of extends beyond what you're going to get anywhere else. So there's that. There's also obviously the resources required to make these things require a community around you. We can't build this entity that Realmsmith is or can become without the support of a community out there. Yeah. So that's just like, it comes down to people. We just want more people to come alongside and be part of the process with us. And so to do that, Kickstarter is a no-brainer. We have so many friends, like I said in the video, who've done it, and we want to participate there. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Anything else, Jay, that I'm missing?
No, it's great.
Cool.
It's great. There's a bunch of questions here. Did you get the questions?
We didn't get to any questions.
Yeah.
A bunch of them. So we'll just get through them really, really quickly, and then we'll go right back into the action. because I have some Yeti shit to eat, apparently. We've been ranting, and Rebecca says, we've been ranting and raving about Brandon's many voices, and Dave asked how he nails so many at the same time.
Right.
It's not always easy. I find going from one character to another can be really challenging, especially if they can kind of blend together.
I found a technique. By the way, I saw a technique yesterday online by, I forget, another DM. I forget who it was.
Yeah.
But what he did was he wrote on his DM screen the characters and a sentence that that reminds him of the accent they're using.
That's a good one to do. So I do something similar, and I'll also often in my notes include pictures of a character that I'm looking to somewhat emulate, but not exactly.
Right.
So, for example, Kellen, as many astute viewers have noticed, sounds a lot like the Emperor in Star Wars, and that's on purpose. I was trying to do something like kind of a sillier version of that. You know, think of the Emperor, but as a good guy, but still sounds evil. That was a big part of the fun for him.
Yeah.
The voice of the Gilded Man started off as somebody that's a little more flamboyant and that, but as he started to open up to you guys more, he started to use his real voice, which sounds a little bit more like Ignis in Final Fantasy 15.
Deep cut.
Yeah, deep cut indeed.
Yeah, and Galdred is inspired by Gandalf when he's doing the old man kind of voice. You know, not necessarily his wise, powerful voice, but his like old, frail sort of voice that he does from time to time.
Right.
Nice. Matthew says, any thoughts on doing a live stream from Stormcore Manor?
Oh, yes!
Stay tuned. And Matthew, if you are from the area, we may have a live audience for you in the near future.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
Are we gonna mention what might be? Okay, all right.
Bojangles says, how long do you usually spend on creating adventures? Any advice for new DMs? That is a loaded question.
It also changes.
And I would say, for me as a DM, I would say that I take as long as it takes for me to feel prepared, and it's never enough time. Yeah. And so, I mean, so it says creating adventures, so I'm not sure if you mean like our own personal, like these adventures, or if you mean our adventure boxes.
No, I think he means the boxes.
How long does it usually take you to write the module? Let's say it's the boxes for now, and they can clarify that.
Right. It's been changing, and the modules have been getting longer to do. This latest one that we did took me more than 30 hours to do, and it's longer, and that's partly why. Also, we did an extra revision.
Yeah, and those are creating, really edited, succinct modules that we design in order to save that time for you folks, and so you can spend the time on creating and building papercraft and painting miniatures and kind of some of the more fun stuff, and then we take a lot of that guesswork out of running a session.
Now, as far as you doing it yourself, put in as much time as you feel it needs. Yeah. Don't over prep. Leave a lot of room for
the players.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. Leave a lot of room for the players and innovation at the table.
Yeah. Brammy says, where does Brandon start when making a quest? What does he take into consideration? Make it quick because we have one more question after that, and then we have to get back.
Okay. When creating a quest, I'll usually start with a cool idea and just build around that. Just something that I think is interesting, that would be fun at the table. For example, the corpse of a colossus in a tundra that's centuries old, and somebody runs a forge out of the skull. I thought that was a really cool idea, and so I ran with it. And that is an idea I came up with a little while ago, and there's members of the realm that voted on it today, so we finally got to see it on the table.
So cool. So cool. Last question is, how long does it take to build a set? I'm assuming they mean one of these sets. That varies greatly. When we a little story. So again, it's a hard question to answer in a single kind of response. But when we started the stream way back, we started Sentinels of the Storm, and I was doing tutorials for actual foam buildings and things like that. And then I found papercraft. And for me, it was like I could take the time to build these foam buildings, which would take forever, or I could use papercraft, which is a quicker medium. I could build a whole town. It was the town of Nightstone?
Nightstone?
Nightstone. It was the town of Nightstone from Sentinels of the Storm, from the first part of it. and I built it all in a month, and basically had a whole village. So it really depends on your medium. So if you use foam, or if you use papercraft, or if you buy existing resin buildings and then paint them,
Right.
It really all depends. I find papercraft's a really quick way in order to get things on the table really quickly that look decent, that are full color. It takes some time to build them, but again, that's why we have them in our boxes. It was the quickest, most cost-effective way to get the most possible terrain into a box.
For sure.
Yeah.
The thing too, though, is that obviously if you have unlimited resources, which not a lot of people have, like WizKids is doing terrain, Dwarven Forge obviously has done like a ton of terrain.
Excellent terrain.
Like I've seen you guys be able to pull together a thought around a session and then put it on the table because they have the resources to pull it off, right?
Anytime you've seen Dwarven Forge on the table, that's something I threw together before the session because I can't always come over to Jason's house to take inventory of all the pieces that are here to be able to figure it out at home.
Yeah, I would like in the future, I know that's not possible right now for us, but in the future it would be amazing to do like premium boxes every month that have a significant number of pieces for terrain from different manufacturers that we're partnered with. That would be amazing. So that's a goal for the future. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, that was the last question.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's. If you guys have any more questions, Rebecca will give them to me at the end of the session.
Yeah.
So please ask your questions. This is amazing. We love it. We love chatting with you guys and answering your questions. Please do that. Also, make sure that you, when we add the VODs to YouTube, make sure that you comment there as well because we will answer whatever questions you happen to have on the video at that time as well.
Yeah. Can I just say to note that in case you're not aware, live streams, the comments that you see here they're not seen in the comments publicly on YouTube. They're only seen if someone watches from the beginning of the live stream. So comment as well on the YouTube video after. And we're at 7,500 YouTubers as of tonight.
Oh wow!
Oh hey, we broke 75.
Thanks everyone.
Awesome. Yeah,
That is
7,500. That's amazing.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
Cool. Onward.
All right.
All right, on our way to 10K.
Okay.
Really exciting. So,
So I look at the poop.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yes, you do.
You do look at that.
And I've been thinking about how to play this, right? Because he was very persuasive. So I really believe that he believes what he's saying.
Yeah.
And I really believe that he believes that I should believe what he's saying. Because that's how persuasion works.
Yeah.
But with the 13, it wasn't like a natural 1, and it wasn't like a 5. The 13 is a decent roll, even though you got a 26. And in... Do you guys hear that?
Yeah. That's the sound
He's chewing
that you're going to
Yeah.
make.
I know. He is chewing his paws. Bruno! Stop chewing your paws. He just looked at me and just went right back to it. He's like, what are you going to do? You got a mic on.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Anyways.
Bruno has some allergies.
Yeah, Bruno has allergies and he's a vegetarian.
Yeah.
And is on medication for his allergies.
And I noticed when he goes out in the grass, it's worse.
Yeah, it's worse. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and you're right. This twinges my survival nature and my I guess my desire to learn more about Yetis and wildlife and the balance of the circle of life and all of that wonderful.
Okay.
So I turn to Degraaf and I say, I'll try it if you do. Let's do it together.
Nice.
Because I'm convinced that you
okay.
believe what you...
I guarantee
Okay.
you Dave is laughing right now.
Okay, so I will, okay. I'll go, let's do it. And I will sleight of hand
Yes. Okay.
my way out.
Let's roll sleight of hand.
Okay.
I'm watching him.
Perception then. Which is great.
No!
That's a 5.
That's an
Okay.
8 for
Because
me.
an
But you
But I
get
get
advantage.
advantage.
Oh, I'm going to do a
because
lucky
of
point.
Shandy
Luck
and
point.
Beads.
Luck point.
Luck point. Okay. Okay, it was a 5
8.
and then a 2, so, it's
is
an
my
8.
highest.
8,
15.
15. All right. So you deftly sleight of hand, like.
And I acted up. I'm like, oh, that does taste like berries.
All right. And are you taking an actual bite?
Yes! Ah!
And as you bring this close to your face, it reeks. It's
and I'm like,
awful.
oh, berries.
Yeah, and the texture is really bad too.
So, but he's doing this.
Yeah.
And I see this. So what he's saying is different from what he's actually...
Right, but if you guys were putting it in your mouth at the same time, did you put it in your mouth?
I waited to see if he put it in his mouth.
What? That's
No,
not...
I did. I was waiting, but
you can't see whether or not I did
but
or not.
your sleight of hand was good.
And
so
you,
it looked
believe
like you
he
put
did
it in your mouth.
You believe he did it.
Oh my gosh, I take a bite.
All right. It does taste a bit like berries.
But it tastes mostly like shit.
It does. It tastes like it smells, but a little bit worse. You know? Yeah. Imagine the smell of a petting zoo. Multiply it by 50. It tastes like that.
Okay, so I immediately, as soon as I taste that, it's horrid.
Yeah, but there's a little aftertaste of berries.
That doesn't matter. As soon as I taste shit, I blow it up in my mouth with my fire breath. So like, and then just the tendrils of smoke that exist, like just expunging.
Right.
Yes.
All taste
And now
from my mouth.
just ash sitting on your tongue.
And then I do this,
Blows ash in your face.
like fart smell.
Oh.
Because I've just
Yeah.
expunged the fart smell.
And obviously, I've got this stuff up to my nose. I'm like,
So it smells like the dung, but hot.
okay.
Yeah.
So I say that did not taste like berries.
I don't know. Should we make a candle for this? Though?
There should be a Yeti candle.
Yeti poop.
Yeti
yeah.
poop candle.
Yeti number 2.
Should add that to our
line.
stretch goal.
That's our new line.
That could be a. You should make that a
Perfume.
Stretch goal. Yeti
Stretch
poop
goal,
candle.
Yeti number 2. Stretch goal,
Yeti
perfume.
number 2. We'll do a commercial for it and everything.
Yeah, it's not like a Chanel number 5,
Yeah,
it
just
smells
like
but it smells like berries. Stretch goal!
We're gonna do that.
We're gonna
have
do
an
it.
add-on.
Yeah,
that
should
is
do a
Yeti
commercial
poop,
for
Yeti
it,
number
too.
2.
All right.
Smells like
Good
berries,
times.
but you think it's poop.
This is how we come up with our ideas.
Yep, brilliant. Okay, all right. I can't believe that just happened.
Awesome.
Okay, so all right.
Yeah.
So I get up and I'm like, we're wasting too much time.
Yes, you're
And
absolutely right.
I quietly start to head in that direction,
Yeah.
possibly thinking that I was had by Degraaf.
Right.
But anyways, okay.
Okay. You continue off in that direction. And about a couple miles later, you start to see some tracks. And I'm basing this on a previous nature roll just to move things along. And they do look like very large tracks, very ape-like. They have 5 toes, but the way that they're splayed out is more like this with like the large toe on the side. And then you see what look like fist marks down in the snow as well.
Okay, I'm going to proceed incredibly cautiously. Darts in hand,
Yeah.
really low to the ground, and
Okay.
follow the track.
Excellent.
Oh my gosh.
We haven't found the Yeti yet. We haven't found the Yeti yet. Anyways, so I keep singing, haven't found the Yeti yet.
Okay.
I keep my distance from him as much as possible
Okay.
while he's doing this.
All right.
So
How far?
I'm happy to be behind him because I know he can't stand the songs, but I can't help it. Come on.
Yeah.
And like I
all
said,
right.
I'm actually trying to like dart. Are there trees or anything around? Like what's the
There are some
current
trees.
landscape?
Yeah. The trees that you see in that.
Okay. So I want to like dart. I want to be near the trees.
Yeah.
And if he's following me, that's fine. But like, I'm trying to kind of weave my way around.
Yeah.
Kind of keeping an eye on the tracks, but not walking in the tracks, but around them.
Okay.
And I'm going to keep following them until we see something.
Okay, so about 5 minutes later, you're following the tracks, and you come across a rabbit, a corpse of a rabbit, very fresh, quite a bit of gore happening there. And it looks like it was just killed, and then the tracks curve around behind some trees.
Oh, shoot. Which trees?
They curve around. Let's just move these trees. So they curve around these trees here. And these trees are pretty close together, so you can't really see what's going on behind them.
Okay, I call Degraaf over, and I tell him to shh.
Oh, do you see something? Okay, I'm coming.
I tell him to crouch. I say, and there's nothing else in the area?
You see the tracks, you see the dead rabbit in the immediate vicinity, that's what you see.
Okay. So where's the dead rabbit?
The dead rabbit, you guys found it here.
Okay.
So the tracks
then
lead
I
up to it.
rushed
And then
forward.
you see tracks that curve around like that.
And
the pace of these tracks is different from the tracks leading up to the rabbit.
It hurt us coming.
Yeah.
It hurt us coming. It knows we're here.
Can I do a quick perception check? I want to determine whether or not we can tell it's behind these trees in the distance. Is that a perception check? From where we are, is there any way we can see through these trees if we focused?
The trees are very clustered together.
Okay.
But you might be able to catch a glimpse of something between the trunks.
Okay. Can I try that?
Yeah.
I'll do the same.
Okay, both of you roll either perception or investigation.
I got a 12.
12 and
19 perception.
wow, that's good. All right. With your 12, you just see the tracks going there. With your 19, you do see what looks like something white moving in between the trunks of the trees.
I see it.
Behind those trees? Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
The only tracks that we've seen are the ones that lead here, right? Like,
Yeah.
he hasn't gone anywhere else or come from anywhere else. They basically just started in a spot and continued going.
It looks like it ran to the rabbit. It was doing what it was doing with the rabbit, and then ran behind the trees. But it had a different gait to its movement. There's a different distance between the steps.
The tracks that led to the rabbit,
Yeah.
do they look like they're coming from somewhere else?
Like, what do you mean come from
Like,
somewhere
what
else?
direction are the tracks coming from that lead to the rabbit?
You guys
Not
were
the
following.
tracks that lead.
You guys were following the tracks. Before, so the direction.
Yeah, but
that you were
I
following-
guess when we came upon the tracks, did they look
Yeah.
like they're coming from some? Like they continue, like they came from somewhere else,
So
or
they-
did they just start where we found them?
So
that
when
makes
when you found them, let's say that's kind of where they started. Before that was more stone. It was harder to see before, but that's where you saw clearly that there were tracks. Before you had suspicion of tracks due to bent grass or something like that, right? Some underbrush that had been impacted.
What's the plan? We are going to. It may know we're here. We're gonna try and hide, and then I want to track it back to its lair.
Did you happen to take any of that Yeti down with you?
No.
I was just thinking
Although I
maybe
think I
we
still have some in my teeth.
maybe we could just rub it all over our bodies, and in an attempt to disguise ourselves from being upwind or down. Are we upwind or downwind from where the Yeti is?
Give me an nature roll.
Nature roll.
Or survival.
Oh, nat. +1, so that's 21.
Okay, you know that you're downwind.
Okay. It cannot smell us.
I think that we need to wait and be patient and track it to its lair. If Tobo is anywhere, it'll be in his lair.
You sure Tobo's not inside the Yeti?
With respect to my elder, I hope not.
Respect
Fair
your
enough.
elders, kids.
Fair enough. I sure hope he's not inside that Yeti.
Okay, I'm gonna sit and wait and watch that
The gap.
the gap and the movement
Okay.
to see what it is. Basically, just two trees and then nothing else.
Like what's over
Yeah, so
here?
beyond there's other clusters of trees.
But that's just one
nothing
cluster.
that's like a forest. It's just
Okay,
small
so I'm gonna
clusters.
hide right where I am. I'm gonna hunker down,
Yeah.
get low in the snow, and basically just watch.
Okay.
I'll look at I'll look at Creighton who's hiding,
Yeah.
and I'll just slowly go to reach for my loot and see how he reacts. Like I just want to see if I can get a rise out of him.
Yeah.
Just because I'm an entertainer, of course, right? So
Of course.
I'm gonna be patient.
Okay, you're reaching for your loot.
Yeah, I hear whatever noise that distant noise is, and I don't reach for my loot anymore.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So,
Where that came from? The copse of trees.
came from. Sounds like it came from that direction.
I'm gonna wait to see if it moves.
All right. So how long are you waiting?
As long as I see the fur through the trunks, I'm gonna wait.
All right. All right. You're focusing on that point. Your eyes get a little bit dry. Okay, give me a perception roll.
21.
Okay. Watching that spot, your eyes blur over a bit, you blink, you're still watching that spot. But you're not seeing movement right now. It's extremely still.
But it's still there?
You're not sure anymore.
Can I attempt to move closer to it stealthily?
Yeah, roll stealth.
Do I know if he still has Greg?
You have Greg in your bag? A Greg bag?
Oh, I do have Greg in my bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
This whole time he's just been.
He's just been sleeping in the bag, I guess. It's only been a few days anyway since all that thing went down.
Yeah. He got hit pretty hard with all of that.
Yeah.
It was really hard on him. So he has been sleeping a lot of that time. You do believe that he's recovered quite a bit, but he has been staying asleep for a large chunk of that time.
Okay.
Perhaps it's time to use Greg again. Find out if it's there.
I can certainly ask him. Not sure how he's feeling. Greg, wake up, Greg.
What?
I'm just thinking. I know you've had a hard time. We could really use some scouting. Do you mind flying up 50 feet, going over 50 feet, and looking down 50 feet for me?
You remember what happened last time?
I was there. I do. I'm just wondering if you're up to it.
Roll a persuasion.
It's 27.
Fine. So he takes flight and reluctantly starts flying over the trees. Are you looking through his eyes?
Yes.
Okay. As you're looking through his eyes, he swoops around and you see the ape is now up in the trees, while the Yeti is up in the trees, watching you from between the needles, and swoops back around.
I tug on Creighton's fur.
He's
Mm.
in the tree. And he knows where he is. Got it. This is where our patience is tested.
What?
We'll be more patient than the Yeti.
Are you saying we stay here?
Yes.
But he's in a tree. We could just go underneath him and kill him.
I don't think that killing him is our only option.
It's either we kill him or he kills us.
Or we wait him out and we track him to his lair. In his lair, Tobo may be there. As far as I'm concerned, Tobo is more important than these components. If we kill him, we'll find nothing.
Do you know if Yeti legs are difficult to come by? Or if perhaps there may be more Yetis in his lair? Why would we go back to a lair full of Yetis, is what I'm saying.
Because Tobo might be there.
Tobo Schmobo, I don't care who... Okay, sorry. Fine. Let's go. Oh wait, let's stay. Whatever you said, Mr.
All right.
Creighton.
Suddenly, the trees rustle, and the Yeti jumps down out of the trees, slamming on the ground, and it slaps the ground.
I go to him, called it.
And it's looking right at us.
It's putting on a very aggressive display, but not attacking you.
I'm gonna say, does it seem like it's looking right at us? Obviously, right?
Yeah, it knows where you are.
I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna pull darts.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hold them, and ready in action that if it charges, I will attack it.
Okay.
But my intention is not to kill it.
Okay, so it comes forward another 10 feet, and it continues with its display, hammering its chest, right?
Yeah.
And then slapping the ground. And kind of, yeah. I apologize if the chest slapping is really
good.
loud on that
No,
mic.
it was good. It was probably great.
If it's like really
pretty
loud on here.
I'm sure it was amazing at home.
Yeah, they're like, oh,
No, it was probably,
don't do it
probably
again.
Awesome. Oh man.
Mm-hmm. So, if I were a Yeti in the morning.
I'm gonna ready another action.
Yep.
That if it charges, I will attack it.
All right.
And I'll ready in action, already cutting words.
Okay. It has tried its aggressiveness twice, and you guys have not moved. It is engaging you. You're about to get engaged.
That was not good.
All right.
It attacks?
So it attacks. It's coming forward.
Yeah.
Degraaf, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Yes. That is. What the? Oh yeah. Sorry. 11.
11. Okay. You take 14 cold damage, and it says now you are paralyzed for 1 minute.
What?
Yes.
Like you just
Because
from what?
of its chilling gaze.
14. You said 14 points.
14 points
And-
of cold damage. Are you immune to cold damage?
I don't think I am. No.
Cold damage? No. All right. Do you have any reactions that could help you to block something like that?
Holy cow!
No. I mean, I had cutting words. That was it.
Okay. All right.
Man.
All right. Now, at the end of your next turn, you'll get.
Music is really loud. They can't hear what we're saying.
Okay. All right. I'll drop it on my end. I don't think. Is this better?
I think more. I think more than that.
Is that better?
Yeah,
We
All right. I'll probably turn off the screaming people.
No, that's
'cause
good. No, that's fine. Yeah, maybe screaming people we don't need. He can't even scream. He's paralyzed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Creighton's not the screaming type.
All right. And this is actually one of the moods from one of the sound sets that we created.
Is it?
Yep. Yep. I won't tell you which one, but
Just let us know at home if it's still too loud.
yeah, if it's still
guys.
too loud, let me know. I do apologize. I think my levels are a bit off on my computer today.
Okay. Looks like it's still.
So did he get cutting words off because he readied it?
Yes. Do your cutting words because it was approaching you. You guys have
Ready to
Let's
action.
do your ready to actions before its attack takes effect.
Yeah.
Okay, so
All
make
right.
an attack roll, ability check, or damage roll. You can expend one barter, blah, blah, blah. Subtract the number from the creature's roll. Okay. So that I didn't do. So I rolled a 15.
Okay. For your cutting words.
Yep.
All right.
Subtract it from the creature's roll. You can do so after the roll, but before knowing the result.
What kind of roll?
Okay. What kind of roll?
Cutting words. What's
like a wisdom
I guess a
saving
1d8. 1d8.
So hold on. What am I rolling?
Sorry, you roll a 1d8.
I'm so confused.
I feel like you're
So,
rolling. I think your
just
D8
read
is
the
the
spell.
damage. Yeah.
No, so it says, as a reaction, when a creature that's not immune to being charmed, you can see within 60 feet makes an attack roll, ability check, or damage roll, you can expend one use of Bardic Inspiration, so 1d8,
Okay.
roll the die, and subtract the number from the creature's roll. You can do so after the roll, but before knowing the result.
Okay, so but it didn't make an attack roll, a damage
No,
roll.
you
or
were
a-
making a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Is a con
Yeah.
saving.
Although you can do that maybe to. It's a reaction.
Yeah.
I think you can use
Okay.
that to subtract damage, though, can't you?
Is cutting words a reaction though?
It says as a reaction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you'd have to react. So you could do it now.
Okay.
Because they haven't attacked or damage rolled or whatever.
I thought he said he's engaging us, and I thought saw that as attack.
Yeah, but he hasn't made a roll, so it's
Oh, right.
moot
Okay.
Because
Okay.
Okay, but you can use cutting words to subtract from damage. Can you? The damage roll.
Subtract the number
Oh.
of the creature's roll.
Okay,
So-
so
no, but at the top it said attack roll.
It says ability check.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Attack roll, ability check, or damage roll.
Yeah, so
Okay, you
damage.
can
So
subtract it from the
subtract it from your damage.
8.
Nice.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so that means subtract 8 from what was it? 14.
It was. Yeah.
So that's 6 points of damage. You are still paralyzed for the moment.
Okay.
Okay, you'll get to make a saving throw at the end of your turn.
Okay.
So you do your dart
Yeah.
attack.
That's a 15 plus 6, so it's
Hits.
21.
Hits.
8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Okay, so you hit it with the dart. It does show pain. It
I get a
definitely
second attack too.
hurt.
That's a 18.
Okay, what are you attacking with?
The other dart.
Okay.
That is a 6. That's a 9. That's 9 points of damage.
Okay, excellent. So you've done two very good strikes on this creature.
Yeah.
And you do see its white fur is starting to turn pinkish from the blood that's starting to spill out of those wounds. Now let's roll initiative.
Okay.
Fair.
Oh, I missed the cue. There it is. Take away 2 darts.
It's spooky and red.
Rolling initiative.
Yep.
And I get to reroll initiative. First one was 19, right? I'm sorry, guys. 22.
12 for me.
Okay. All right. So the order is Creighton, Yeti, Degraaf. Okay. So starting from the top end of initiative, Creighton, you get another attack.
Okay.
Don't forget you have Greg.
Oh, that is not okay. So actually, sorry, I didn't even say what I was going to do. I'll keep that roll. I didn't even say what I was going to do. I'm at this point going to get up, and I'm going to charge the Yeti, because I want to keep it away from Degraaf, because I know he's not moving.
Okay, so you're going to charge the Yeti?
Yeah.
All right.
I charge the Yeti. My first attack is a 10.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that is not a
that's
hit.
miss.
So that's my quarterstaff, first one. Quarterstaff with my second one. That's better. That's going to be a 23.
That hits.
That is going to be 1d8
Okay.
plus 4. Sorry. That's 4 plus 3 is 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Plus, I'm going to use a key point,
Yeah.
and I am going to use my new. Hang on. Yeah, I'm going to use my new ability, which is I'm going to add extra damage, which is my
Okay.
martial arts die. It's another 2 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use 1 key point as my bonus. Sorry, it has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. What does it have to be?
14.
Fails.
It is now stunned until the end of my next turn.
All right.
And I also get a. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff here.
Yeah. Monks.
Monk
Yeah.
man. And then I also get an. Sorry. 1 sec.
You know, this DM screen is really handy.
Sure seems handy.
It's amazing everything that's here. It's everything I ever wanted.
I'm so impressed with your
And I
new
get a-
DM screen.
I get a bonus unarmed strike. That's a 21.
21 hits.
And that is another 5 points of damage.
Okay. Wow. So you dealt quite a bit of damage to it.
Yeah, how much is that?
So
It wasn't counting.
just this flurry of strikes
Yeah.
coming out, and you crack it across the face.
I'm attempting not to kill it though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Blood sprays out of its mouth and its nose, and it is stunned in that moment. Can't seem to, comprehend the attacks that have just landed on it.
Okay.
So, it is stunned. It is still alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do I stand?
Now, the Yeti doesn't get to take an action. Doesn't get to take an action. You won't be able to take an action. You can roll a saving throw again. Constitution.
Okay. 17.
You pass. So you overcome the paralysis that you had. We're back to Creighton again.
Okay.
Oh, you can use Greg though.
Oh yes.
Yes.
I'll do a sting attack with Greg.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Roll an attack.
That is a 15.
It's a hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 1d6 plus 2, so 3 points of damage.
Okay. 3 points of damage. The sting strikes, and there's a poison check.
Yeah, there's a poison check.
Okay. Do you remember what the?
Let me load his card here.
You failed. So he is poisoned.
Okay.
Because that was a low roll.
Yeah,
So the Yeti is poisoned. That
And
means
stunned.
disadvantage. Poison and stun. So back to Creighton.
When he's stunned, I just got to see what the conditions are because I think I get advantage on attacks on a stunned. creature.
sounds about right. Stunned creature is incapacitated.
Can't move,
Alright.
can't speak.
Yeah.
Creature automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls against creature have advantage.
Excellent.
So, this is when I go buck freaking wild. So I'm gonna attack
Yeah.
twice
Okay.
with my quarterstaff.
Yeah.
For an hour.
That is a 25.
Hits.
Again, that is a 15.
Yeah, hits. Yeah.
Okay, so that's 2 quarterstaff hits.
Yeah.
That's 8. That's 7.
Okay.
Okay, so an 8 plus, yeah. And then I want to spend a key point. Again. To try and keep it stunned. So it has to do another Constitution saving throw.
Critical fail.
So he is stunned now till my next turn.
So he is stunned because it's a crit fail. It'll count for 2 turns.
Oh wow. And then flurry of blows, which is another key point, which I get 2 extra attacks.
Okay. It's funny. I still hear people screaming in the streets.
Oh,
but
so
I
that's
can't.
just
I have another one on there. That's why.
That's 9.
It's because I doubled up for this one.
A 9's obviously not a hit, but a 20 is.
20 hits.
And that is a 9 points. Another 9 points of damage.
Ah. Okay. With that damage,
Yeah.
how do you want to take this thing down?
Okay. So I come across. Did I hit with both my? I hit with both my quarterstaff, right? So smack it across its face. Come back up, smack it up again. It's still stunned.
Yeah.
And then I just do a like the yeah, but like the uppercut, the spinning uppercut, and then into the snow.
Okay.
Snow flies in the air,
You
and
wanna
he is
take-
unconscious.
Okay, unconscious.
Yes.
All right, so you're going to cut its legs off while it's still alive.
I may not cut his legs off at this point.
Okay. So this thing is very large and very
Yes.
heavy. It lands with a crash. You can feel the ground shaking below your
Okay,
feet.
so I'll run up to the Yeti.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you, and I'll be like, and I cast sleep on the Yeti, even though he's unconscious.
All right.
Cast sleep.
Okay, you cast sleep. It's already unconscious,
Great.
so sleep will auto
So-
success.
okay,
all right?
awesome. So
how long does it last?
lasts for 1 minute.
Okay.
So I just go to Creighton and I go, Miss, so glad I could help there. So glad. I mean, I'm sure
Does sleep even work on an unconscious creature?
I'm going to rule in this case that it will. It'll extend the unconsciousness.
Because conscious is like an hour, right?
Right.
So
it'll
we'll
extend it by a minute.
In this circumstance, we'll say that it works. And he's really super unconscious.
Yeah. So glad I could actually just really deal that final. Now he's asleep for a while. Don't worry, we'll be safe.
Okay.
You wanted to try and find its lair, right? Mm-hmm. And is that why you left it unconscious? Mm-hmm. Okay. Give me an investigation roll.
Talked?
Yes.
Natural 20.
Wow, okay.
Wow.
You see some red-colored mud matted in its fur. And you haven't seen anywhere around here with red mud yet.
Yeah.
So it gives you the idea that wherever it's hanging out, there must be red mud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Creighton is actually literally like
Yeah.
debating what to do here.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, we came for the legs. We can still let him live.
I came from Tomo. And I believe we can track his lair with his red mud. We haven't seen red mud yet. Must be from where he meant.
So are you gonna smell the mud and know just which direction he came from? Tell me how you're going to track this animal's lair back with the red mud alone. Here's a plan. Why don't we cut off the legs, take them back, and then he could tell us if he has any sense of where this lair is. He would know the terrain better than we do.
From what sense did I get from this creature? Was it a creature just defending its home and its territory? Did I get the sense that it was evil intended? Is it just a wild beast?
Give me nature or insight. I'll let you choose.
Insight for sure.
Yeah. Ooh.
24.
Okay.
22.
So you saw it as a territorial creature, that it seemed to be protecting its territory. Beyond that, you didn't get the sense that it's trying to protect its young or anything along those lines. Right. It is simply just an extremely territorial creature, like you would see with something like a bear or maybe a family of gorillas. It is very much acting like an animal.
This is not an evil creature. We have come into its home.
Neither is it a good creature. Creatures don't have evil or good inside. You either hunt them and eat them or train them as pets.
Mm-hmm.
Or you allow them to live.
As part of your insight,
some strange organization I've not heard of. I'm just wondering where you've clearly hunted animals before.
For food, not for components. Not for someone else. Are we going to eat this Yeti?
Well, no, but in which land do you live where everything on every animal you kill you use? You live in Canada or something.
What's a Canada?
Exactly.
That is precisely what we would do with those that we killed.
Strange.
So what were you going to say?
With your insight roll, you got the sense, remembering back to the rabbit, that this was cruel. It wasn't eating that rabbit. It just destroyed that thing. It seemed like it did it for fun.
It's hunting this rabbit for sport. And we are hunting.
Sorry. Yeah, I point to it. Go. You need some extra insight. It's hunting that rabbit for sport.
If you want to roll insight too, you can.
Sure. Sorry, dude. I did steal that.
It's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's not good.
Okay.
My only dilemma. And this is my inner dialogue right now is I kill the creature, it's a territorial creature. Whether or not it was for sport, it's not an evil creature.
Yeah.
It is just a creature. That said, he has, and we're no longer in initiative. That said, he is the key to saving Tobo, who is a good creature, who I have sworn to protect. And in order to find Tobo, we have to appease Talarian. And so therefore I decide that we are going to kill the creature to save another.
Okay.
So do you say this out loud?
I believe in this scenario the greater good is Talarian's potential well-being. And if he still lives, to find him. And if this creature is a means to that, then so be it.
That's what I was thinking. It's just a leg. I know many combatants from wars who come back with one less leg. Well, not many. I've never actually met anyone like that. But I assume that's true. It'll be a war wound. He'll be honored in his animal clan thing. Let's do it.
I really don't want to do this, by the way. My internal dialogue goes something like this.
How the heck are we going to cut off this massive leg and carry it back?
Greg's very interested all of a sudden. He's like, kind of looking at you guys like, can I watch?
Greg, back in the bag.
I'm always missing all the fun. And he kind of starts ducking back in the bag, but he's keeping his eyes above so you can still see.
Okay.
How do we do this?
I crouch over the Yeti.
Yeah.
And in Draconic,
Yeah.
which now you understand, I whisper from the earth. I say,
From the earth to the earth. You have served me well.
and I stick a dart through into its where I know the kind of the jugular critical hit
And
and sever its.
being asleep, it barely reacts and it bleeds out and dies.
You're right. Totally not cruel.
Can everybody hear the snoring?
I don't know. I want to know if people can.
If you can hear Bruno snoring at home, let us know in the
Right.
comments.
He's snoring. loud. Yeah.
The problem is now I don't have any sort of blade. I have a mess kit. I'm not going to use like a butter knife to cut this thing's leg off.
I have a rapier, which is more like poking it off.
It's just perforation.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be surgical about it.
All right.
And with my medicine, that's pretty good. I am going to break its leg at the knee.
At the knee?
Yeah,
Ow!
Okay.
with a
Do it.
All right.
smash.
It's got some tough bones, so you're going to have to hit hard.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
want me to roll?
Roll an attack with advantage, and then roll damage. Yeah. That's a hit.
18.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to hit right on like the kneecap where I know it'll like.
Yeah, that's where you're going to hit.
We need the.
And how much damage?
Whatever your damage roll would be with
it's-
the attack. Yeah.
And then I would get. Yeah. Okay.
Can I do a medicine check as well, please?
You can.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
8 points of damage on the first hit.
All right.
I get multiple hits, but I'll go at it. Like basically, I don't know what does the first hit do.
So with 8 points of damage, you achieve what you wanted to achieve.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Break the kneecap. So now it's
Yeah.
basically just skin and muscle.
Yeah, gross.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna take my cutting. I'm sure I have a knife, like a utility knife, with my mess kit.
Well, yeah, something that you would use for food and stuff. Not really great for combat, but
No, yeah.
for
So,
cutting
and then
meat.
with that, I start to cut through
Yeah.
the thing, and then
Yes.
do what I need to do. Using snow to kind of like pack it and
Okay.
so that to sop up the blood.
All right. Okay.
Are we getting messages from?
Is it
From Dave.
Dave?
Oh, what's
Yeah.
he saying?
He's saying yeah. Try to cut it off with the dart again, Creighton.
was a
he's
funny
not
moment from
here,
last
but
stream.
he's being more of
Yeah.
a smartass on YouTube than.
Yeah, I know.
Oh
I get
man.
it.
Yeah. Excellent.
All right. Okay, so I do that. I don't know how long
Okay.
it takes, but I try and I take both legs.
It takes about.
Well, okay, first of all, can I point out to him the fact
Yeah.
that, my friend, in case you were wondering which part of the leg has the femur, we have to go from the knees to the
Oh,
hips.
that's right. Yeah, sorry. I should know that was my medicine. Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So I cut off the bottom legs,
Right.
and then I break its
Yeah.
hip
Ow!
All right.
bone.
You successfully do so.
Cut through.
And I'm
you
just
cut through,
like
and
looking
this-
over my shoulder like, oh,
Process takes a bit of time. It takes about 40 minutes for you to get it
Oh.
all through because you're trying to cut clean and
Yeah.
you know, but you get both of the chunks of leg with femur inside thighs, I suppose.
a bloody mess.
Yeah, it's interesting how this game's going. So, yeah, that's what you've got. You've
Okay.
got
All right. So take the
two
femurs,
big chunky-
legs, and I
Yeah.
wrap them with rope and kind of like sling them over my back, and
Yeah.
we trek back to
Excellent.
Talarian.
You trek back
How
to.
big are these femurs? Are they
They're
like,
okay. So
Gotta be. Like,
well, you
Gotta be
see
that long, right?
how
'Cause it's
big
huge
its legs are compared to you.
yeah. So that section
Yeah.
right there.
So that's like 2.5 feet long.
they're like
Yeah.
Side of beef.
logs.
Yeah.
two sides of beef.
they're about like half as tall as you are. So there you go. You got dead Yeti.
Okay.
Oh,
Dead
man.
Yeti,
Dead
Yeti.
Yeti.
who will feed other animals.
Yes.
Circle of life.
Yes. The
Saw the movie
who
yesterday, it
knows?
was great.
The rabbits might be.
Okay.
right.
All right. So we head back to
So I
Talarian.
start singing. We haven't eaten Yeti yet. We haven't eaten Yeti yet. We haven't eaten the Yeti yet. But soon we'll have some steakies.
All right.
It's never boring.
Okay. We head back to Talarian.
All right. You head back to Talarian. Takes a little bit of time, but you guys do it much faster because you're not sneaking this time.
Oh, sorry. Can I backtrack just a sec?
Sure.
Is there anything else that I can salvage from the Yeti that would be useful for me? Like it's got horns, and it's got
Give me a
fur.
survival check.
Because I did a lot of hunting. That's what we did.
Yeah. So you know a thing or two about a thing or two.
Wow. 21.
All right. Yes, its claws are very useful. You've noticed that the bones are very hard. The horns themselves look like they would be of use, as well as its teeth. Yetis are also very fatty animals, so you know that the animal fat can be used to be rendered with food. You could use it to make candles. There's all kinds of things you can do with fat. You can make soap with it.
Okay, so I'm not gonna. Yeah. I don't know if we want to eat it. I don't. Yeti meat. I don't know. But okay.
The
It's
meat
just
seems
too humanoid to eat. It's weird.
the meat seems like it would be very tough and stringy and gamey and
Yeah.
probably gristly.
Yeah. I'm gonna take its horns.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take its teeth.
Okay.
I am gonna take some fur
All right.
off its back
Yeah.
because I'm gonna make a cloak. I'm gonna skin it
Sure.
on its back.
Okay.
Wow.
So you take the skin off of its back, and you get a piece that's about with
that
your
big.
survival check.
Yeah.
It's about 4 feet across.
I want
and
at
about
least 4
5
inch
feet.
clearance from its ass because I know how that tastes. So I just want to make sure that I don't get anywhere near that.
That's
4
exactly
feet
what he would
by
do.
5 feet.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's like a rug,
Oh man.
like I just want, if I
a nice blanket.
I hold Creighton beside him. That's it.
You're still gonna have to. You know that you're still gonna have
cloak
to
right there, you're right.
clean and tan the inside for it to
sure.
do what you want it to
Yeah.
do.
I
wears
roll
it raw.
I roll. I roll it up. Okay. So, anyways,
Oh my.
You go from not wanting to kill it to straight up skinning its back.
I'm using it.
Hey, you know.
Now it's
Oh man.
We'll let
Anyways.
it do its thing.
okay. So I take the
Yep.
horns. I take the piece of thing. I roll it up, put it on my back, and then we go back to.
Okay. So you take the horns and the skin. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Horns and the skin. That's it. Everything else is left
I'm
behind.
so like I cannot believe he's doing all this. I'm just staying away. And
Greg has
I'm
been-
like, yeah.
Stifling laughter within your bag.
I'm just like,
Greg finds it hilarious that Creighton had to make this choice. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So we go back.
Okay, you go back. And you meet with Telerian, and
See, I told you he's dead.
Do you recognize?
I took the piece with the red. I took the piece of the skin with the red dirt. Before I left. Is that okay? Can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I say, do you recognize this red dirt?
Red mud. Red mud. Yes, yes. Let me think. It's red mud. I've seen red mud.
and he
Ah, yes. Yes. I remember red mud. There's a lake not far from here, about 10 miles north. Not far from where you probably saw this thing. I think the red mud would be right there. There's also some good fishing, if you like fish. Do you like fish?
I quite enjoy a well-seared
I like
bass or...
fish as well. Are you going fishing?
I haven't been in years, but I would love to go. Is that an invitation?
No.
Okay then. I guess we'll go find.
We have brought you the femurs.
You have brought me little femurs.
I
Let me see.
plump him on the ground.
You didn't take the meat off?
We weren't
There's
sure if you
still a
wanted.
leg. There's still leg on the femur.
You wanted a femur. You have a femur.
Want to clean it. Something. Thanks.
If we don't find Tomo, and I come back,
What kind of weapon are you looking for?
I told you, as close to a Runuku katana as possible.
What do I know of Runuku katana?
You told me you did.
I know. I know.
You actually did say
Your
you-
friend Tobo is Runuku.
If I come back, will you make me a sword? Curved blade. Edged
Yes,
on one side.
you said katana.
Yes.
I can make katana. Tell me about the blade. How did the sharpened portion of the blade look? Does it have design when you sharpen it?
Yes.
Squirrels,
Folded. Folded steel.
curves.
Yes.
He clearly needs
De-
a blade,
des-
given how he tore the
describe-
flesh of this poor animal to pieces.
Describe what does the sharpened portion of the blade look like?
When you sharpen it, it has a squiggle on it
I see.
from the folded metal.
How far apart is each squiggle? The portion closest to the sharpened part of the blade. From one squiggle, the middle of one, to the middle of the
Is
next.
this a test?
I need to know if I would make it the same.
I do not know. An inch.
I see. That's quality. I might be able to make this. What metal do you want? The blade.
I take the glaive out of my pack,
Mm.
and I show it to him, and I say,
I would like it forged from this.
he takes it.
What amateur made this?
I do not know.
Metal's still good. Silvered over top. I don't know what's beneath. But I have something special here that I can add. And I'll use this femur for something too. Go see your friend.
okay, I say to him, I say,
Wait. I do not want you to make it until we come back.
Sure.
I take the glaive back, and I put it back in my pack.
Okay. He looks disappointed because he wanted to fire up his forge.
Sure.
Fine. Go. Then do your thing. Find your friend.
Okay, so we head back.
Yeah.
Can
It's
we?
getting late.
Let's assume we're headed back to the place where we killed the Yeti.
Okay. So you guys head back to the place where you killed the Yeti.
We're gonna check for the proximity to this cave.
All
Or
right.
to this lair.
Not too far away, you find the lake with the red mud. Following the red mud, you find a cave. And within the cave, you find someone familiar. But he has been maimed and is still alive. Barely alive. It seems the Yeti has been keeping him alive simply for torture.
Okay. So I rush in,
Yes.
watching for any other Yetis that potentially could be in this cave. I don't know if they have families. I don't know how it works.
The stench is overwhelming. It's hard to tell by smell if there's anything else in there. The cave is not very large, though.
Yeah.
And within the main cavern, you see a good amount of strewn Yeti fur. It seems they use it as bedding. When it sheds out its fur and keeps it together as bedding. As well as, bits of underbrush and stuff that's dried. So, you don't see any other signs of Yetis, though, there. But lots of bones around, including humanoid creatures. And you can tell the humanoid creatures, this is what it does to them.
Okay. It maims them and keeps them in. Okay.
And then
So I don't feel
it
so
keeps
bad
them
about killing
alive as long as possible while still maiming and torturing. And then once they die, it eats them.
Okay. All right. So I rush over to him and I attempt a medicine. Is he conscious?
No.
But he
So
is
I
alive.
see him rushing forward, and I'm just gonna cast Cure Wounds at 3rd level.
Nice.
All right. So how many hit points does that heal?
1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier, so 3d8 plus 4.
Okay.
3d8 plus 4.
Yeah.
7.
Nice.
7.
Nice.
1.
Not bad.
Plus 4, that's 14, 15,
Okay.
19.
You see some of the wounds on his body starting to heal up. His clothes are very torn. He's got barely anything on anymore, and he's cold.
Yeah.
So the frostbite in his fingers starts to change color as well. The bruising starts to reduce, and he wakes up. And he looks, and you can tell that he can't see very clearly right now. Everything is very out of focus for him.
Okay. I say, Tobo, my friend. In Draconic, I say, Tobo, my friend, I am here.
And in Draconic, he responds, Who?
Creighton. Runuku Creighton.
You live?
Yes,
It has been so long since you left.
it has. I am here for you. It is okay.
Where have you been all this time?
We will talk. Rest.
How did you find me here?
I tracked you
Okay.
to its lair.
He shortly falls back asleep.
Yep.
You bring him back to...
So, no, I want to do
No.
a medicine check
Okay.
on him. And any wounds that haven't healed that he may be still bleeding from, I want to bandage if possible.
Okay, medicine.
Natural 20, that's a 26.
Okay, you do an excellent job. Your bedside manner is amazing.
It's great. Better
yeah.
than the last time I tried to do
Just incredible. Like night and
Try
day.
to cut a rock out of somebody's stomach.
Right. Yeah, that didn't go so well.
Okay. And I take out the homestone. Is
Okay.
it glowing?
You take out the homestone, it is not glowing.
Frank. I was going to take off right from here. We don't need to go back. We don't need to go back to Delirian. He has his femurs. I need nothing from him.
We came for Tobo. I mean, you came for Tobo. I came along to watch you come for Tobo.
I take out the fur, and with bones that are lying around, I try and make a thing.
You're gonna carry. You're basically
Yeah.
gonna carry him in a.
Yeah.
What do they call it?
Stretcher.
Stretcher.
But we can just drag him in a stretcher, like behind,
Okay.
and then through the snow if necessary.
Okay. You do find some long bones, but nothing long enough to extend the length of his body.
Creighton,
Can we?
So you do find something that
why
could.
don't I just heal him and he could walk for himself and you could speak to him along the way?
From my medicine background, do I know that will work? I know that prolonged.
From your medicine, you're not sure, but roll Arcana. Because this would be magical healing.
Natural one, I have no idea.
Okay, yeah. You don't know. I mean, from what you know of magic, it can do some crazy things, so you don't know if it's going to work. You think it might.
Will it bring him back? Or will his prolonged torture take some time to heal?
I can cure his body. His mind and his spirit, unfortunately, I'm not sure. I can do I can do some other things if you want. Check on some other potential ways of getting around his pain.
Can I just do a medicine on my last medicine check, my 26? Could I tell if there are any other grievous wounds, or if these are healable quickly, or
From what it looks like, the Yeti was starting from the extremities and moving towards the core. So it's a very devious and terrible beast.
Yeah. Sure. Does
very
he still
cruel.
have all his limbs, fingers, everything?
He does.
Okay.
Though if the frostbite had been left unchecked,
Sure.
we would have lost them.
Sure. I guess my question is, does he seem like he's able to walk after the healing?
Right now, no. Right now, no.
Do it.
So so I'll reach behind the back of his neck.
Yeah.
And with a touch, I'll just be like, "Hi, spooky. I'm Degraaf."
In Draconic or in Common?
No, in Draconic. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then 3d8 plus 4 again. So
Yeah.
2. So 6 plus 4, 10.
10. Okay. So he starts to get a little bit more energy back from this one, and he sits up. And before, it didn't look like he'd be able to. Did you make the stretcher or no?
Yes.
Okay, you made the stretcher. And
no, I stopped.
Okay.
And tried this.
So you were starting to make the stretcher
Yeah.
when he. Okay. And he's no, I can walk. I'll just be slow.
Okay.
Yeah, one more. Okay, let's stand. Okay, feel it in your chest. Stand up. Here we go. And I put both my hands on his chest
Okay.
and go.
More
And I'm
healing?
gonna do a this time a healing word.
Okay.
Be healed is what I say.
Feels a warm, tingling sensation.
and that's 2d4 plus 4.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like,
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's 2.
2.
3
5,
plus 4, so
9.
Yeah, 9.
Okay. So he. And he stands up straighter and okay. That's more than enough. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let me do it again.
I wrap the fur around him.
Yes.
To keep him warm.
Okay. Yeah.
I
And
am grateful,
Creighton.
Consider, this is the back of the creature that took you. Wear it well.
well thought. Thank you.
It will be made into a cloak for you.
I'm grateful.
and we start out. I keep
Yeah.
this home stone close in hand, and I check it every once in a while.
Okay.
Does it change at all in the duration?
It doesn't seem to change very much. I mean, it's at the most it's a mild glow, and you know that the longer you stay in a place, the stronger the connection gets back to nowhere for you to be able to use it.
Okay.
However, you remember that it was the gilded merchant that sent you here. So
Oh.
yeah,
So halfway. Okay. So as we're continuing back,
yeah.
I say. I feel like an idiot doing it again.
Togafidi, do you hear me?
Yes, and he kind of peeks
So,
peeks his head just out of nowhere,
Yeah.
as though like
Yeah.
around an invisible
Sure.
wall.
Sure.
Hi, you know, I really enjoy these chats we have. Do you need a favor?
I would like to come back now.
Oh, I'm sure you would. I can do that for you as a favor. But you owe me a favor. And you want me to, I can bring you back?
Creighton.
You'll be included in this one. You won't owe me an extra favor, don't worry.
Good.
Yes.
I look at Togafiti.
Don't worry, Greg.
Not
You already
Togafiti.
owe me one too.
I look at Tobo and realize he's in dire straits. I don't know how we'd get back. Am I convinced that the homestone will get us back eventually?
You think it might eventually, but the last time when you were below Atmos, you got the sense that it took a long time for it to actually, like it may have been a couple of days before it actually. Yeah.
How do you feel about a couple days vacation?
I mean, it's so cold here. Anywhere else would be better than this.
So, would you like a favor?
I look at Tobo. And I kind of give him the look like he understands why potentially I wouldn't take a favor. Wow, maybe he doesn't know him.
Yeah, Tobo is looking at Togafiti, kind of like looking out, and he's just like, what is going on?
What is going on?
There's this man behind this invisible curtain.
How do you know this man? Don't worry, we're old friends. Creighton, buddy. It's okay. It's just a favor.
I mean, I haven't felt any real negative ramifications since my favor. And Greg pops his little head out and goes,
You two. I picked you for each other on purpose.
I believe in honor.
Ah, yes.
And to send someone somewhere.
Yes.
A barren wasteland as we are in, frozen. With my companion who has been tortured for who knows how long by a creature who we just defeated.
And gratefully, he's on the mend.
We are tired. We are cold.
Yes.
And for you to hold a favor over my head is quite dishonorable.
Can you blame me for trying?
No,
You never bite.
absolutely not.
I mean, I did send you here for free. Thought I'd ask anyway, just in case. For old time's sake.
No.
No? If only you knew.
just send us back.
Do you want 2 favors? I really only need 1.
No, I really think you should send us back. And I try to persuade him.
Okay, roll persuade.
Oh, yeah, 28.
28. You're lucky I like you guys. Look. We were really good friends once. And I hate her coming back to this point every time. Come back. Try again later. And whoosh, and he swirls his finger and you guys show up back in the vision chamber with Galdred. I tried Galdred and he wouldn't go for it. And Galdred says,
Well, that's
"All right,
interesting.
I told you he wouldn't."
I turn to Degraaf and I say, remember what I said about tests? How do you know your companion's ticklish?
By
Give him a
taking-
testicle. And with that, he turns around and he walks out of the chamber.
And I just like,
With Tobo.
Degraaf just cannot believe that just came out of his head, his face.
Degraaf,
He's rolling on the ground laughing.
I have turned back time. 37,894 times for all of us to give this another chance. and I've never once seen him say anything funny like that. This may be the time. It's our last chance, you know. We've got to get it right this time.
I still can't believe he did that.
Well, I suppose this time may be different. And let's call it there. Another episode.
All right. We've gone late, so let's do our giveaway.
Yes,
Okay, that is Andrew Matthias.
Nice.
Andrew Matthias, if you were, or Matthias, not sure. Either way, thank you so much for watching. You are the proud recipient of a Shattered Shield mug.
Well, we don't know if he's proud of it yet.
Yeah.
He's the recipient
and a digital download of our module for Shattered Shield.
Yeah.
And our sound set for the Shattered Shield as well from Sirenscape.
Which is the second level reward from our Kickstarter.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. It's been incredible. I had one other question from Brammy again. Brammy says, wanted to know how Brendan knew it would go this way with the poop while preparing for tonight's session.
Okay. I did not.
He did not.
The whole everything with the poop was improvised.
Oh, so
Everything
great.
with the poop was
It was
improvised.
the poop. The
always
poop was not
is.
planned.
It always is.
It was an
Poop happens,
unplanned poop.
dude.
Yes, that's right. Poop happens. Poop happened here tonight.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Again, a week today, we are launching our Kickstarter. To stay up to date on all that stuff,
1 week.
Make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram at /RealmSmithTV, and you will be kept up to date with all that. Tomorrow night, we are doing our Tales of the Shattered Shield. We'll be playing through part 5 of our adventure boxes. If you want to know more about what the Kickstarter is about and know what's in our boxes, that is a perfect opportunity for you to tune in and check that out and find out exactly what we're all about. As well, it's the launch to our countdown, our week countdown to our Kickstarter, and so we'll be watching and showing a bunch of new wonderful things.
So I want to say these Kickstarters only happen well. There is still the very possibility that we do not succeed unless you guys actually take action and share it with your friends and back it yourselves. We cannot do it on our own. We
can't do it without you.
really do need you guys.
Yep.
So back the Kickstarter and tell all your friends.
Awesome. We're going to roll our Kickstarter video one more time, and then we're out. Thank you so much, guys. You guys have a wonderful night. Again, tomorrow night is our launch event. Next Sunday will be... not a launch event, sorry. Tomorrow night is our live stream and countdown launch event. Next Sunday is Noel's Marvelous Tutorials. With Realmsmith, we'll be painting the young white dragon next week. We didn't do it last week. I wasn't feeling well on Sunday. Feeling better now. And then a week today, we will be playing right here at this table again, where you find out exactly
What happens next?
what happens next.
Yeah.
Have a good one, guys.
Hi everyone, I'm Joel Auger, and this is
Jason Azevedo.
and we are just 2 of the partners in a company called Realmsmith who deliver amazing, immersive experiences for your Dungeons & Dragons tabletop gameplay every single month.
Every month.
Every month.
Like all 12.
All year long. So you might ask why we would kickstart this whole thing.
In its current state, Realmsmith has been operating for, a year and a half, basically doing what we love to do and offering these boxes and shipping these boxes out. And we've learned a lot of lessons. But we've basically gone as far as we can on our own and with the resources that we've had up to this point. We want to take this to the next level. We want to make it better. We wanted to make it the best that it could possibly be.
We really do want more people to find out about what we're doing, and Kickstarter obviously is a central place for a whole bunch of gamers. We've seen countless tabletop games come to fruition through Kickstarter, a bunch of D&D-based projects come to life. This is our first ever Kickstarter, and we're super pumped about being part of that community. In addition to that, we really believe that we're breaking Kickstarter with this new packaging campaign.
What we've been doing for the last year and a half is mailing out an adventure box. Basically what that is it's a series of 6 boxes within an adventure that carry along a campaign throughout all of it. They're shipped in this black mailer here that you see, and it includes everything that you see at the table here. Over the last year and a half, we've built some relationships with some awesome partners, and we'll show you some of the products from those partners that we have in each of our boxes. The first is the Fat Dragon Games Papercraft. Basically, we have the Shattered Shield Tavern here that the first module takes place in. We have some WizKids minis, of course. We've got Kale, the bartender here. That is actually a Reaper mini. WizKids minis, we have a Dancing Girl. We have Violet, the maid who plays a huge part in the first module, no spoilers. We also have scented candles. This is the Blazing Hearth candle. We actually create these here in Toronto with a local artisan. And this smells like a fireplace. We have the Shattered Shield Tavern mug, which is part of the actual first module that you give to your players as part of the story. Every box comes with a module that we've written, which actually has cues of when to light the candle and when to play certain sound sets and moods and sounds from our Sirenscape custom sound sets that we've put together, as well as a hand-drawn map of the Shattered Shield Tavern. Our idea for these modules is pick up and play. The purpose of our boxes is to allow the DM who's busy, who has a life, who has children, who has a family, to literally sit down and play as quickly as possible with as little barrier to entry as possible.
So beautiful. So with that, we should introduce our new boxes.
The components were right. They had all of the
when we cast
stuff.
the spell last time.
Yes.
We had the motion different than we did this time. The new boxes. We kind of did the whole like whoosh, and then it happened.
Is that the somatic?
It's the somatic. It's the
wah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Here we go. Oh, here we go. It worked. Whew. All right. Well, this is it. We wanted to give as much value as we possibly could into our boxes. And we decided by looking outside of the box to create this brand new mailer that we can mail all of our boxes in each month. And as you open it up, what you'll see is within our prototype, there is actually a DM screen inside the box.
It's in the box!
Crazy, right? And so what you do is you cut it all out, and all these areas will be punchable, and you will punch it all out, and it will turn into exactly what you see in front of you here. It's a full DM screen with a bunch of tables that we like to use at our games. It's D&D 5e compatible. It's got an initiative tracker up top with these little markers that you can write your PC names in. There are markers for NPCs. There are markers for monsters if you want as well. And then there's this really cool, nifty, as it were, dice tower right in the middle of it. So you can roll your dice through it or whatever you want to do. There's also punch-out condition markers as well as initiative coins and things like that. So that is actually the value that we've added into the box every single month. As part of our initial goal, we want to make sure that we provide this DM screen. This is just a prototype. Of course, we want to be able to print it and tool it and offer it to monthly subscribers starting actually in January 2020. That we need a fulfillment partner. Currently, it's being done out of Tim's garage, as we talked about. And his wife isn't too happy about that. So we want to make sure that we're actually shipping on time through a fulfillment partner so that we're not doing it ourselves and we're able to focus on creating better content for all of you out there as well. In addition to our initial goal, which will bring us the DM screen upgrade and upgrading the items that are in the box, we have a bunch of really awesome stretch goals with the design and desire to actually bring the community together. And so check out our stretch goals. And then the rewards. We have some crazy rewards. And our logistics manager, Tim, is going to kill us, really. But
we weren't supposed to do this.
We weren't, but we are because it's so cool and we're all about immersion. So please check those out. And they're in the same kind of vein as everything that we do at Realmsmith.